Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Why he was called for that penalty. Quick shot, Volstead, another save, rebound, they score! Nazem Kadri ties game 4 up at 1 apiece.
Tues keeps it onside. Backhanded down low. Score! Oh, what a setup by Quinn Hughes. We're tied.
He's struggled with foul trouble at times in this series, but he's been heavily impactful, but he loses the basketball. Hardy scoops it up, finds his spot, takes his time, and knocks down a three. Mitchell on the drive. Kick. It's Harden again. For three.
He is getting away. That ball's coming to him, but that help's coming over, and James Harden has been masterful.
Cunningham is accepting the defensive challenge. Mitchell step back, raindrops.
Off we go with a fastball that Lee pounces on. Lines to left center. Hernandez plucks it. Highlight play to start the game.
Crack. Left center field. Long run for Tavares and Ward. And that ball is gone. A bomb the other way. A two-run shot for Rice. And the Yankees are up 2-0.
Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB? What's up? You good?
What's up?
We're going to talk today or no?
Yeah, we're okay.
Okay.
I don't feel great.
Well,
What's that?
I didn't almost run over you today, so that's a W.
No, but I dropped my concoction
Oh.
in the doorway.
Oh.
And I'm pretty pissed. It had my
Stomach, chest.
frick, man. You know when you feel like heartburn.
Oh, okay.
and my magnesium in it. Shut up. Because this dummy, I don't know if this is just me or maybe I'm truly like just put off like at my house, but so I clearly had the door. So I had my heads, the glass, my backpack, the door shut behind me. So it closed on my wrist.
Oh, okay.
So it made me drop the cup.
Yeah.
And this idiot, he comes to, so the door's out of I moved the stuff out of the way. And my man does he give me one of these?
Just staring at you.
My head wasn't turned like that.
And
Maybe
I was like, hey, man, it's okay. You can get by. Keep it moving.
Keep on pushing.
He just looked at me. Oh, man, go ahead. Like, if you're not helping me, then GTFO.
Get on.
Stop staring at me. You know what I mean? Like
what was I walking into there?
friggin' mess. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to get through the show. Nah, this isn't. I'm not diabetic, so don't be like, oh, you soft punk. Oh, you chump.
Shane,
But I don't feel good.
If you had to do that again, what would you have done differently there?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would have walked faster.
No, at least he's being honest.
He's like me when I'm trying to get in the door at Casey's. I'm just like, whoa.
No, I about got backed over. Yeah, I appreciate that though, because you know these people that, oh man, if I had it to do over again, Shane's like, yeah, I ain't changing a damn thing. I'd have just walked faster.
Shane, let me help you out here. Here's the move. You give him the courtesy, hey, anything I can help you with? And then walk right as you're walking by. That way that he knows you have no intention of stopping, but you don't have
to. And I'm going to say no, too, because at that point, it's kind of like when your kids want to help you at home. They're just going to slow you down.
Yeah, it's going to make it worse.
Yeah.
But it's the courtesy ask.
Yeah, I had to.
Because if you just walk on by or if you just stare at him, you just look like I would, like a dick.
This little terror, Bella found another way out of the gate.
Oh, in the yard?
Yeah.
Come on, Bella.
So, you know, I'm prepared. I had kind of have this wire and I put these stakes up, and I wish TK, if it was a vodka cleanup, like I'd be in a much better mood.
TK says, why are these two weenies on the screen, DB? I think he means your heads.
Oh, wait, who said that?
TK.
Why is TK? You're off to an early start. No, so
Juan says, oh, God, don't tell me he's a Drake fan. I think we got some strong feelings about the heads today.
Yeah, wow. I didn't know this was a thing. So, no, these are just two guys that share kind of being misunderstood.
Please elaborate.
No,
I would love to hear more.
I just feel like, so in his departure,
Yeah.
he didn't say much. He just kept it moving.
Mhm.
And after his diss track,
He can't stop talking.
well, he really didn't say much. He just took
After the distract?
yeah, he just took it to court. So we
super
were
mature, by the way.
wow, Judgy McJudge.
I'm just saying, you basically started a rap beef.
He didn't start it. Nah, it got finished, but he didn't start it.
Got his ass kicked, and then he's like, I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah, so I just feel like these guys just kind of rode off into the sunset, explanation untold. That's all.
TK says they sure being vague and weenish online.
Well, he's a menace.
He's on one this morning.
TK, I don't know if we can talk anymore. And I do think it's popular to kind of hate on both guys.
Okay.
But Drake in particular is significantly better than like we talk about.
So you've known
let's
this
not-
about me for a very long time. I was out on Drake way before the beef.
Yeah, but your taste is sus.
My
So,
taste is incredible.
like I always, when you have these really strong opinions about
Yeah.
something, I always have to take it with a grain of salt because you're not very objective.
No, but I'm admittedly not.
Yeah,
in
right.
stuff like
So
that.
I'm just saying, like, I have to like,
Because what's
oh,
the reason I told you I don't like Drake? Do you remember?
I don't know. He was too light skinned.
I just don't like the sound of his voice. It's
Oh.
not the sound of his voice just bothers me, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So like there's a certain level
He
of
didn't start the beef, Mac. Keep it pushing.
there's nothing like that can be done at that point. He could have the best lyrics in the world or whatever, and I'd be like, I still don't like listening to it.
Yeah.
So there's like but that's long standing. That's not
All this is this is just like an 81-mile-an-hour curve. Just change pace.
yeah.
Yeah.
How-
This is the epitome of a show me pitch. This is like in essence all the Dodgers bullpen did last night from the 7th inning on.
Mhm.
Just a lot of show me pitches as they allowed El Gigantes to play softball.
Yeah, that's got to be your favorite thing.
Yeah, the Giants. Oh yeah, I love it. I love when the Giants come into the ravine and play softball for 2 innings.
On a positive note for your fandom,
Yeah.
I think you've watched the last game of LeBron as a Laker.
Lord, I hope so.
As a Laker, I don't think he's retiring, but I think
And they kept me up through that trash. I don't care where he goes. Just get out of Los Angeles. And here's the thing. So I struggled. I know you're going to find this surprising that I had an opinion. But if I'm glad OKC has some class.
Mhm.
Because the last thing that I want to hear when I'm 8-0
Mhm.
and I'm an alpha and I just broomed another squad up out of the playoffs is my sentiment on LeBron James and the Lakers. Don't ask me that.
LeBron James.
He hasn't been gone long enough for me to feel like there's this ambassador, good for the game. Like, I don't want to talk about that.
yeah, no, it's fair.
I'm still balling. Like, I'm competitive.
It's a weird thing to ask in that moment.
Yeah, you want to ask me what it was like to see Warwick Dunn catch passes in his last college game? Nah, man, I don't care. I don't care. Mike Anderson had that play covered. Forget Warwick Dunn. No, I actually like Warwick
So
Dunn.
worked out pretty cool.
No, Warwick Dunn was great. But like,
Good dude too.
hey, man, you
Allegedly,
know,
a good
LeBron, and this is soon to be the 2-time MVP. Ask me about my game. Ask me about how I close folks out. Ask me about why they call me a foul merchant, but I just get buckets and assists, and people
Where's the
hate on me.
foul?
And by the way, there's a Canadian connection with SGA and Drake. I figured you'd like the whole Drizzy SGA.
I mean,
thing.
I know you're a big Canadian guy. That's
And
cool.
Buffalo, which she's
Is
got his hat on,
basically Canada.
is basically Canada.
Yeah, it's like
It's
isn't that
like it's like South Toronto.
I was isn't it like 12 minutes from Toronto?
You know,
There you
not
go.
12. I mean, you got to go through. You get a couple entry points.
Okay.
I didn't go through Buffalo. I go through Detroit. Born and raised in South Detroit.
Big journey guy, huh?
Yeah, I asked for it at Cards, and they made fun of me. But if I'd have asked for anything too ethnic, they wouldn't have played it.
Well, they wouldn't have had it.
I don't know, man. Clarky may have range. Nah, I doubt it.
I'm just gonna make
Clark. He's pretty cool though. He may have some range. Socorro will fool you. Like he plays some different stuff in the
Listen, they're all cool. I just would have,
we got Disco Friday in the weight room.
I would have been like, hey.
Although that's a Coach Lamanji thing. Oh, that'll surprise you too.
Coach Lamanji being into disco is definitely a surprise.
What is it? The gold chains?
No, it's just the fact that I don't think
because that's an Italian thing.
I'm aware. I don't think I've ever seen that man smile. So like disco doesn't really.
So he had a lot of the defensive guys over at his house. It's something he does every year where they watch a movie to set the theme.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent out a selfie of the guys, and he actually smiled, and nobody could believe it. Like a legit smile. Yeah. We're like, oh, holy smokes.
I think I've seen him out in public on like multiple occasions, and I think he knows who I am, and he just like has that same look on his face he always does. And I was like, this doesn't seem like a small talk situation. I'm gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah, I did explain it to Nebraska. Like, I think this guy hates us. I was like, no, that's everybody.
I was like, that's just kind of his face. Like,
if you don't coach his guys and you're not in his family, like you could probably take or leave it.
Yeah.
He's not playing favorites.
Yeah,
that's
like,
for sure.
Yeah, just gonna keep on pushing here.
Nah, so like I'm over it. Like I don't pay him the money. Re-sign Austin Reeves. You're gonna have to lock Puka up. So I mean, what?
I just can't wait for one of your teams to sign a superstar that you actually like.
That's not happening.
I can't wait to see.
I can't even get guys drafted that I like.
I just can't wait to see what that would look like.
The last person I think that was drafted that went to a team that I love was probably Troy Palmau.
Oh, yeah.
Like where I literally was like.
Skirt and pom-poms, that's your guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it the hair? That's like, you want to talk about being subjective?
I'm gonna have a hard time discerning between potential heart attacks and me just being
heartburn.
Hurt. Yes,
I might have like a Pepsid or something in my bag. Would that help?
So I'm out on Pepsid.
Okay.
I've tried 13 different kinds. I have a kind that I like.
Okay.
It's Ozempiprole.
I can check my bag. I don't know what's in there. It's one of them.
It's OZE. I don't know what you're smiling at over there, but do you think I'm getting ready to say something funny, or are you waiting to play a drop?
So the DJ can't spin.
I guess not.
I don't like it when he's in there by himself. I don't trust it.
Well, where's the crew?
So Rico is working from home today.
Okay.
Tuesday's one of his work from home days usually. And then Austin, I think, was out at
he used to soccer.
State soccer coverage.
My man
all
was
night.
soccered up all day.
He was soccer.
It's a little tweet machine.
He does. He's just banging those tweets out, man. As he's at state or
so one thing I like.
Soccer.
One thing I like that he does do. He's like a combination of Padilla and Sauter. Sauter's more clips than stats. Padilla is all stats.
Yeah.
So Austin will give updates and he'll say, "Hey,
yeah," he kind of splits the difference.
1-0 Morgan Molly on a. It wouldn't be Molly, but
yeah,
I just made that basketball name up for soccer. But
no, you're fine. I got you.
And he would like say what it is, right? So I don't mind that.
No, he does a good job.
But it's kind of flooding my timeline. And Twitter and X did this little thing. Like, do you have a priority column?
Oh no, I don't think so.
Like, who the flip is priority? I don't rock with anybody like that.
I've got. I think I've just got following and for you.
See that? That says prioritize.
Oh, that's your notifications.
Respect by prioritize.
I've got priority notifications.
Oh, you like the white background. I'm shocked.
Well,
I like the dark one. It helps me see better.
It's like my
soul. Pure.
Yeah, pure and white, just like you always say. No,
historically you get the benefit of the air on the side of those guys.
Huh? No, it's like how I like to wear the white shirts and stuff. Like it just looks clean to me. So the
big white shirt guy.
Shirts only, no hats.
And I said shirts, not sheets.
Not like Austin with his.
So is he sleeping?
I don't know. I don't think he's sleeping. He just doesn't come in quite as early.
Dang, look at that door did.
When he's getting, you got kind of now both your hands are dinged up, man.
Yeah, that joker said, "Pow!" I was like, I was glad I was by myself, though.
Don't matter to me.
I think that's exactly how it sounded. Like it just closed. Because you have to fob it and then hold it.
To my defense, though, it was right in front of the door.
Yeah, no, I understand. You're good. I mean,
I was opening the door.
You act like I was at the zoo and you were staring.
Shane, you couldn't have helped him with the door?
Well, you got to understand, though.
Yeah, I was like...
You could have been like, hey, you're carrying a bunch of stuff. Here's the door.
I would have opened the door for you, DB.
Oh,
There
hi,
he
AJ.
is.
How you doing?
Great. Sunburned.
Oh, the lights are on. He's in there now.
Yeah.
So I know what it was. It was the White Sheets reference, and he was like, "They calling my."
He's like bat signal.
Me. AJ. Commissioner, he would his butler would be probably named David, something like that.
There is a David in the office.
I like most of the guys in our office that I know. Some don't talk very much.
Yeah, some of you got to warm up to a little bit.
Well, here's the weird thing: when you're creative, like, aren't you? And most of the people in here aren't you pretty much left brain? Like, social is kind of your thing, or no?
Well, no, a lot of creative people are pretty introverted.
Oh, I thought that was like the detailed, task-driven people.
I don't think it's mutually exclusive. I think you can kind of go either
Well,
way.
I mean, if we're just doing the sweeping generalities thing, I was just kind of being like,
I love stereotyping. No, most creative people.
I know.
Most creative people I know are like a reasonably level of introverted. Also, I think I'm going to put this out. I think you intimidate some of the people around here a little bit.
I'm the only nice person in here.
I know, but because you're not around like a lot and you're you, I think it intimidates some people.
Oh, because I'm funny.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think they think I'm silly. They would never guess that I'm like 50. I'm the only one that kept that meeting late.
Yeah, probably.
That's a good 12 minutes. Get in, get out. And it's freezing in there too, so it is fantastic. I mean, I'm okay. Ain't no Don Juan Casanova, but I mean, I get by. We
got people fighting about soccer in the comments here.
Why?
Ken doesn't like soccer. Heath and Chuck are in on soccer. Ken's mad it's going to mess up his TV schedule all year.
So I don't need to see the goddamn countdown from Algeria and Ghana. I mean, it's not Ghana, but
not a big Algeria guy.
So I can't fake this early excitement about the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it yet. I may not get it. It's like most things that happen to me in the morning. However I feel is how I feel. I don't predetermine things. Okay.
I am excited for it. I'm not on like countdown watch.
Yeah.
For it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like once we're like a week or two out, I'll be like, all right, let's go. Let's get it. Like I'm excited about that it's happening this year.
I do have a lot of questions with all the people getting shot at in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Are we feeling more or less protected? Like
what do you mean? Like locally or like nationally?
I'm talking about the topic that I was talking about at the World Cup.
Oh.
The what do you mean was giving me Shane vibes. What the frick do you mean? What do I mean? I just asked the question.
I needed a little bit of clarity.
Well,
about the people getting shot out part. That's what I wasn't sure about.
Do you watch the news?
Sometimes, not always.
I mean, whether it's students or
that's not ideal.
It's wild.
I do think there is a lot of
and allegedly.
Yeah.
I mean, you can like have guns and at like president banquets.
Yeah,
and stuff. So
you'd prefer
if you can do that,
you'd prefer security be a little tighter there.
Come on now.
Well, I'm just like if you're I'm just assuming it's going to be less tight at a World Cup
he's
match.
The only place that gets that shaky as security where dudes just get to get on roofs and scout things out ahead of. When you're having things at a hotel ballroom, like don't you go out like a week in advance?
They're supposed to, yeah.
Okay.
You're supposed to have there's 2 Secret Service teams. They're like the one that's with the president all the time.
Good. You used to work for the feds? I knew you were a snitch.
And then there's like an advanced team. Yeah. The advanced team is the one that goes to whoever the president's supposed or whoever they're protecting is supposed to go next.
Secretly, do you rock with Patel? Are you like the guy in Arcadia, California that is being prosecuted for working with the Chinese?
Nope. I haven't worked with the Chinese lately.
Dude, I had to Google Arcadia, California. How do you find that a mayor in a little itty bitty town is in cahoots with China?
That's probably what he thought. He's like, hey, I'm probably going to fly under the radar here.
No, he got busted.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, DB, but they're listening to all of our stuff. So I think they're like,
by the way, did you see Netflix being sued? Yeah, I mean,
for like chiming in on conversations and whatever.
Yeah, like collecting data without our consent.
Yeah,
and ChatGPT being sued.
I mean, you can sue them all they want; they're not going to stop.
So people laughed at Warren. Warren was like, "I'll never use ChatGPT. I will, because of that very same thing." Yeah. Warren is still a wise old sage.
I mostly think privacy is a myth at this point. So
ever since Enemy of the State,
I'm just kind of like,
remember when we thought that was wild?
Yeah. The only thing wild about that is like, I'm not sure 100% of that technology exists, but I think the sentiment is accurate.
No, I think it exists.
I mean, at the time.
The most unbelievable thing about that movie now is that Gene Hackman could get shot in the hand and it was like no big deal. I was like, I know that had to hurt.
It's no big deal.
And he's like, wrap it up. Nah, man, you're like 70. That hurt.
Listen, Gene Hackman's a G. He's fine.
That's no big deal.
R.I.P.
And all the gunfire in the hotel, or the restaurant, missing Will Smith.
Yeah.
You can't just get under the table and be cool. There was like rapid fire.
I think that's how tables work. It's like a little protection zone. It's a little force field. You can't.
I'm just glad you didn't say it is a movie. I knew that was coming.
No, I like Enemy of the State. It's a good movie. It's one of my favorites. Underrated Will Smith movie.
Yeah. Do you think if you were being bugged, like you could like chew gum and crumple the wrapper and nobody would know?
No, not at all.
Oh.
They don't even have to bug us anymore. It's just all on the internet. Everything is everywhere.
Huh.
I don't think privacy exists.
That's fine.
It's no big deal. But if you're the mayor of Arcadia, California, you probably don't be in cahoots with China. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that. You need to Google that story. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, people got ends everywhere.
It is pretty random.
Google me.
Also, like, what do the Chinese think the mayor of Arcadia has for him? You know what I mean?
I don't know. He might have friends in high places.
Maybe, but
maybe he goes to dinner with a lot of fellow.
That doesn't seem like the high level intelligence
conspirators
when the China probably thinks that it is. You know?
Yeah, you have to. It's a fascinating story. I partake in a lot of nonsense, but I try not to let it stress me out.
How many people are in Arcadia, California?
I don't know. It's not like
we're in Los Angeles County.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Yeah.
Give me a number here, Wikipedia. Dang. 56,000. Yeah. So I don't know if a mayor of a 56,000 person town in California is going to have a lot of juice, you know?
He said it's a poo town. Hey, Train, what's a poo town? Poo town? It's a poo town.
I don't know what that means.
Shane, did you ever see the movie Pootie Tang?
That's the first thing I thought.
You saw that movie?
I didn't see it, but I'm familiar with the term.
It's a movie.
I know.
Sounds interesting.
It's not even what you think.
Sounds like Shane's type of movie.
No, the primary star is black. Shane's not watching that.
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
Not like me, big Will Smith guy.
It's a cross between like I'm gonna get you, sucker, and like don't be a menace to society while drinking gin and juice
in the hood.
Yeah,
I love that movie. It's one of my favorites.
The least surprising thing ever.
It's way better than Enemy of the State.
That's not true.
Jibs,
Enemy of the State's a great movie.
Who's hating on Enemy of the State?
He goes, yeah, sounds much better than Enemy of the State.
I'm not hating on it. I just said it's much better than Enemy.
You've never seen Enemy of the State?
No, I love Enemy. I love that movie.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about this before, I think.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Shane.
At the risk of being chastised by the amazing Daniel, his significant other in that movie has not aged well.
Which one? Enemy of the State?
Yes. She's popular. She's been in a lot.
I'm trying to think of who it is because I remember the girl he's cheating
No,
with.
you have black facial blindness. No, he wasn't cheating with that Rachel was Lisa Bonet. He looked out for her.
That was
his boy's daughter.
What he thought she was cheating on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, she's weird. She did not.
Is her name? I don't want to say it if I'm wrong.
Well,
let's see if I'm right here.
No, say it because you have. Who do you think it is?
I think it's Regina King.
Yes, that's her name.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thought you were going to say like Whitney Houston.
No, I know who Whitney Houston is. I assume
Donna
she's
Summer.
Some Madonna.
Angela Bassett.
I know Angela Bassett. She's the mom in Black Panther, right? Isn't she old boy's mom in Black Panther?
Boys in the Hood?
No, Black Panther.
No, Black Panther.
Isn't she the mom?
Yes, she is the queen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're talking about when I hear Black Panther, I don't think fake Wakanda. I think like
As you think real Wakanda?
no, I think real Black Panthers.
Oh no, I meant the movie. We were talking about actresses. I meant movie.
Well, sorry to ruin your Black Panther party. It's a movie.
One of my favorite lines of all time.
And
sorry I had a fight at your Black Panther party.
yeah, and I'm just gonna let you guys know. And there's a lot of unbelievable things in that movie, like jogging for 2 months and the smiley face with just splattered mud and poo happens and all of that. I'm just telling you, there's not a snowball's chance in heck that during that stretch Forrest was ever getting into a Black Panther party. I mean, that was the most unbelievable thing of the bunch. Just saying.
I'll buy the jogging bit.
Come on, man.
I was running.
You think you could run long enough
No, I
to
couldn't.
grow a beard?
I 100% couldn't. I'm not a runner.
Oh, that's the part that you couldn't pull off. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Different kind of dude.
Listen, I think somebody like Austin's much more likely to just be able to run for like 2 months.
Hey, Shane. So, it's Lewis. Never mind. It's Huey Lewis.
And the news?
Yeah, I was thinking Huey Newton, Black Panthers, or Bobby Seale.
I don't know who that is.
Dude, I'm telling you, I went through a weird stretch. I'll show you some of my artwork.
What kind of weird stretch? Was that your Malcolm X stretch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd have been a time where I probably wouldn't have fraternized too much with you.
What'd I do?
I don't know, too young.
I'm closer than Shane.
Well, it wasn't that.
Oh, sure.
It's an age thing.
Oh, okay. Sure.
What? Like I'm unfairly being judged, like for fraud.
What?
Hey, you guys just swept the Lakers. You want to talk about LeBron?
Yeah, I do. Let's
No,
talk about LeBron.
I don't. Not a good night for my sports teams. Lakers, brooms, dirty floor. How would you like to have a dirty floor and a wet bed? That's the Dodgers and the Lakers combined. I mean, that'd be miserable. You ever had the vacuum man flip your mattress? It's horrible. It's Dodgers Lakers combo.
This is really gross to think about.
I think we've all been there. Although when you used to wear your bed, your mom was probably still cleaning your room.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of when you don't have kids, there's not a lot of bed weddings to speak of, you know. Thankfully.
I pissed down my leg and I injured the other one.
You haven't been out enough.
The closest one I've had is when I was in my apartment and I first had Roggy. He like,
oh no, hold up. Don't act like we've had this conversation where you're dreaming and you think you've legit wet the bed.
Yeah, you think you have. I haven't actually, though.
That had to have been in the last couple of years. Let's not go all the way back some years now.
No.
It probably just was 2 months ago.
There's a difference between like waking up thinking you are peeing yourself and actually peeing the bed. You realize that there's like steps in there.
Oh, I'm not. It's a little gross, and I'm not gonna hold you to it. But don't act like you didn't tinkle. You straight dribbled. You can cut all that out. You might have been like, "Ooh, this close," but no, you dribbled.
I'm talking about like a full like bed wedding.
Okay,
right?
I appreciate the distinction.
There's like a full bed because
you just can't be letting your see what you always try to do this to me. You just let yourself off the hook by glossy. No, man, you dribbled. I mean, know you have.
You want to get like into the real nitty gritty here or what?
No, you admitted it. I'm cool.
Probably PP, I think.
That one was on me. I asked him.
Yeah.
I asked him.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, it's okay.
That's fine.
No, when Roggy was a puppy, he like, he like legit, like he didn't have an accident. I think he like was asleep and like did that exact same thing. He like wet the bed when he was asleep. I was like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, Biggie did that a couple months ago.
Because you know, like how usually if they're like having an accident, they'll like stand up and they'll do the whole thing. He was still laying down, like he was asleep. He was dead out.
He didn't even give you a chance, did he?
No, I was like, well, homie, what are we doing, bud?
Gotta give me a shot. I told Big, I said, come on, man, you gotta give me a shot at it at least.
And he was
like, Snad, give me something.
Yeah, like,
I just sprinted. I just scooped him up.
I was saying, give me a chance to scoop you up and at least get you on the floor, man. Get you out the door or something. But no, he was just like, I'm still asleep.
I got there's a lady that's wanting to rehome a Frenchie.
Oh, yeah?
He's not quite one.
Oof.
He looks a lot like Bella.
Yeah.
4, you have to get a
residential kennel license. Yeah. It's not that hard.
Is it 4 or more or 4 you're cool?
I think 4 you're cool. I don't think you get more than 4.
Yeah.
I never pressed it because 4 was a lot, especially with the big dogs. You'd probably be okay with 4 Frenchies, though.
I don't know. I just spent $80 on dog food yesterday for the second time. So
Can I pet that dog?
it's getting old.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would be cheaper to just boil chicken and rice.
Maybe we
countries get away with that.
What?
Living off chicken and rice.
Oh, okay. Thought you were going to that bodybuilder diet.
You know, GMOs, man.
We love GMOs here. Big chemical guy.
Yeah, Chuck, not by design. I am not a little dog guy by design. When I thought I had enough testosterone and actually could run my own household, I wanted to be a big dog guy.
Mm-hmm.
That hasn't worked out since 2002.
I was going to say, so we're going on like, I know you always say this. You're like, nah, I'm a big dog guy. But we're going on like 25 years of little dogs.
Yeah.
So I think at some point you just become a little dog guy. You know?
No. No. If I'm ever single again, I will have multiple big dogs.
Okay.
Can I pet that dog?
All right.
No, I don't know if I'll be able to train them, man, but I'll be a multiple big dog guy. I like little dogs, but it's not my go-to.
Little dogs are cool. I like little dogs.
And it's spawned. I went from presses to German Shepherds to Huskies, back to German Shepherds.
Dude, Huskies and German Shepherds are a lot.
I know.
They're a lot.
I know.
Like,
I went through a presses stage for a long time. Shane, remember when I first started with you and I would like Google the dog laws?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was dab smack. No, I was done with the 12. I was done with the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
yeah, I'm getting a big ass
I'm
dog.
giving me a big ass dog.
Go get a dog.
But I'm like, do you really have to walk with a muzzle with these? And I was Googling all sorts of laws.
So the ones in Omaha aren't too bad. It depends on what, like if you get to,
I'm telling you, man, this ain't good.
like little outside Omaha, some of the little, like you get to like Ralston, some of them have different rules. Omaha is really not bad with their dog laws.
Yeah. I don't know anybody that has one.
Pressa?
Yeah.
I don't either. But we've got pit bulls, right? So they're mixes. But
yeah, I don't know if I would count like
Doug
Terrence has.
He's got like pits. I mean, I don't know. You see Doug's face.
Which,
like,
by the way, this dude blew me off yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah, man.
Is that T-Mac?
No.
Different Terrence?
Crawford.
Oh, no. He's got pits. Yeah. He's got like full-blood pits.
Yeah, and they're pretty.
Mine are, I follow him on the internet, so on like Instagram or whatever, so I can see his dogs every once in a while. No, like mine are mixes, but like they're definitely bully mixes, and Nebraska's not bad about, or Omaha at least is not bad about their bully laws.
Yeah,
you get into Council Bluffs, you have some problems. Council Bluffs police can shoot your bully dog on site.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that a blue law?
No, I don't know, but like they can, if your dog is out or if they feel like it's being a menace, they can shoot it on site in CV. Because we
shoot first, ask questions later, huh?
We looked at a house there and we started up looking at dog laws. We're like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just control your dog.
I mean, okay, if a dog
Stuff
like
happens?
just stuff just happens. Like they get off a leash or something. Like leashes break,
Mm-hmm.
If
that was your defense and your dog ate my dog, I'm not having it.
No, I'm not even saying I have to do anything. Like they don't even have to do anything.
If you were just the leash just broke. You're kind of matter of fact.
No, if my dog eats another dog, then like, yes, I understand we have a different problem. But like in Council Bluffs, at least at the time, I don't know if they've changed it since then. This was like 8 years ago.
I looked at Canes too, Tiger.
Oh,
but
Cane Corsos are great.
I looked at those.
Yeah.
I was so I went through this stretch where I was like going to hunker down in like a fortress. I had this design in my head.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot. I was like Martin Luther King. I was like, free at last, free at last. That didn't last though. But
yeah, Cane Corsos are great. I love Cane Corsos.
And they're beautiful. There's a guy that breeds them down in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done quite a bit of homework.
I'm a big like Cane Corso, like Mastiffs a lot.
So
I'm a big Rottweiler guy.
I'm very particular about baggy jowls.
Fair. You should get Bull Mastiffs have shorter jowls.
Because I'm not a.
It's the drool.
Yeah, man.
That's how
I
the
know,
Tosh is.
and I know, like we kind of glossed over like the pee versus spit thing, but I'll take pee over saliva almost. I hate slobbering.
Yeah.
That's
how Natasha is. She doesn't want to.
I can't. It's weird, but that's just not it's gross.
There's a couple different breeds of Mastiffs that aren't as bad with the jowls.
And it gets like if you want to really aggravate me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a couple things. Don't clean the sink. Right? You brush your teeth.
Oh, yeah. You get the residue.
And I think this is just me. I don't care if your toothpaste is blue, green, maybe you like Darley, it's black. You should brush in such a way and rinse where I don't know. If you're spitting out green, brush longer. Okay?
Yeah.
Just one of those weird. Now she's 7, so she gets a little grace.
I thought you were talking about your wife and you're mad at the 7-year-old.
Oh, that's automatic grounds. No. Is that too much to ask?
No, you're exactly right.
Sasha, who has 2 Great Danes, is like, hey, should I bring those to meet DB? They don't slobber at all.
Dude, the one she used to put them on social more.
Yeah, she did.
But one looks like it's for sure missing a chromosome.
Well, I think it's
like El Special.
I think one of them's.
I don't mean like Modelo.
You big Modelo guy? No, I'm just kidding.
You
don't like beer at all.
If I'm slumming it.
No,
I've had the same 2 cans at my house for God is my witness. I'm telling you, at least 6 months.
Yeah.
It was before Christmas. It was before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know this big Modelo guy?
Who?
Kenny.
KBZ?
Yeah.
Really?
Big Modelo guy.
What's he do with the calories? Just look at them and they go away?
I think he's just genetically blessed.
Kenny. Yeah, he needs to mix in some fat. Mix in some cholesterol.
I've seen my guy eat. I don't think it's a nutrition problem. I think that's the gene pool, man.
Yeah, I'll give it 5 more years.
I mean, what is he?
My dude could hula hoop through a Cheerio. No, for real.
He always talks to me about how
he likes Modelo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Whenever we've been out or whatever, that's his go-to.
So the funny thing is I always told myself I wanted it on hand for like batter.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I like wet batter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized that you could use cold seltzer.
Yeah.
And I love club soda. Like I love club soda. Like I'll just drink. You've seen I'll just drink club soda. And so like the beer's sat. And maybe if I'm like if it hits right, I'll like, this is so me. I'll like either crack it and slam it or crack it and not finish it. Because the minute it's not ice cold, el horrible.
Yeah.
And I forgot to give you the update.
What's that?
So I was at Costco yesterday.
Oh. You see your boy?
We talked it through. His name is Justin. Justin is sensational.
Did you say Were you like, hey?
I said, hey, man, come here.
I've been thinking about this for like 2 weeks.
I said, hey, man, come here. I got questions. I said, I need clarity. He goes, oh, God, what? Almost the exact same spot.
Yep.
That must be his area.
Yeah.
But he didn't help me out. And I'm going to tell it myself because I'm going to be honest.
What happened?
So I was like, hey, I even tried to ask a lead. I did everything I don't like doing. I was asking leading questions. I was trying to let myself off the hook. And at the end, he said, no, I just pay attention. I kind of know my shoppers. I know what you like. And I was like, guess what? The next handful of times, I'm not buying anything because I'm already stocked up. But I'm not buying anything.
You're going to buy it from somewhere else if you need it.
Listen, literally skip. Bebopped on by like Jiminy Cricket. I was like, see, look at me. No vodka. See? Yeah, but he put me deep.
This is from Sasha about one of her dogs. Bottom line. Yeah.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was giving me those vibes. That's a heck of a name.
Yeah, Raja.
Yeah, that's a great name.
Yeah.
I mean, not like your brother's.
No, like Raja's
variation
different than
type. I get it.
I get it. No, I think it's if I had to guess, I think it's the name of the
dude. He walked me through the whole thing.
The pet in Aladdin, Jasmine's tiger or whatever. I think it's Raja.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm not an Aladdin guy.
I'm guessing.
No offense. I'm just. Oh wait, that's not you.
Those aren't me anyway. Oh, cool. It's a little to the west of me, you know.
Sometimes I just want to apologize to your parents for saying dumb things.
I know you think I'm light skinned, but they're a little paler than me too, usually.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. I think it's like the connection of the jewel on the lamp, and I think jewels and how you guys got pillaged. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right. We're in the same like general part of the world, you know. It's not like when people think I'm Hispanic.
I never thought that.
You know what's I think I've told this before. The only people that have thought I'm Hispanic are Hispanic people. Like the only people, because they will come up.
Have I ever known that somebody wasn't black? I mean, Charlie Villanueva, maybe.
Wait, there's a couple I've had questions on.
Michael Jackson?
No, there's no questions there, just except why didn't we make a bigger deal about that? But so Jason Kidd, I think technically is. That's what people have told me.
Isaiah Hartenstein.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
For real?
100%.
Okay, so there's a few. So Isaiah Hartenstein, and
100%.
Would never have thought. Jason Kidd, Dante DiVincenzo. There's several that have been in the NBA that I'd never like. Just if you just walk by them on the street, never.
Blake Griffin.
I think I knew Blake Griffin.
Yeah,
I think I knew Blake Griffin.
I think Blake is throwing you with the red.
Yes. Yeah.
He just disappeared, man. For a guy that had like a really good 3 years.
I mean, he's on a lot of commercials now.
Must be pretty likable.
That's what they say. Like,
can I? No, I agree.
He's on the ESPN.
But I buy. Do you know, Ken? Hang on, Suave. So, Ken, the 2 cans that I have are 22 ounces because I use them to mix the tempura. So I need a little more.
I'm a big tempura guy.
Dude, Costco had sea bass yesterday on sale. Are you a big sea bass guy?
Sea bass is fine. I like seafood more than I like fish.
It was previously frozen, but of course it was vacuum sealed and thawed.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use it so fast I put it in the fridge.
What would you guess Blake Griffin's career line is? Like points, rebounds, assists.
He had a couple. He had that jumper's knee thing. Boy, Lob City was a minute ago. Just points, rebounds?
Just points, rebound. Let's do assists too, because there's more than I thought.
I'm going to guess Blake is a career. Oh, boy. 16, 9, and 3.
close. He's 19, 8, and 4.
Oh, that's way better than I thought.
Yeah, like he's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Like, and he had like 10 really good
That's
years.
pretty good.
So he went from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Dude, 20
9,
and 8 a year is pretty good.
Yeah, so he had 11 really good years. Now he was injured for parts of a couple of
That's
those.
amazing for a guy that couldn't make a shot outside of 7 feet.
Until late in his career when he wasn't that good anymore.
Yeah.
So I think we all forget
He did just used to jump over everybody.
He had a really good year his second to last year in Detroit, his last full year in Detroit. He went like 25 and 8.
Yeah.
And 5. He had several years where he averaged 6 assists per game.
Juan,
I think he's a much better passer than we give him credit for.
Juan asked me how often I go to Costco. Juan, there's a running joke with my friend Lucy at Costco that I am the worst warehouse shopper in America.
You just wander.
But you have to understand something, Juan. I live with 2 girls, so toilet paper goes extremely fast.
Mm-hmm.
I have everybody in my house drinks bottled water.
Mm.
If you saw our trash can, there's 7 bottles gone a day.
Yeah.
So even if I buy 3 at a time, and we run through paper towels too.
Yeah.
And Juan, my dog tore up about 400 napkins. So, I mean, there's reasons.
I know a lot of people who go to Costco at least once a week.
Yeah, I'm probably, because I was going to say 4 times a month.
Yeah, we're about once every 2 probably.
And
but
it's just the two of you.
2 of us. But we'd get like, I get my soda there. I get my Gatorade there. I get.
Dude, we can roll through a 30-pack. However many come in at toilet paper.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
we don't do toilet paper from there.
I blame everything on Zoe because she's the youngest in the house. But every time she says I have to go to the bathroom, I want to tell her how many squares to take.
It's like, hey, we are on a 4 square limit today.
And bless her heart, because I feel like she got this from me, and I'm very disappointed. She is obsessed with being clean.
Yeah, she definitely got that from you.
She will shower in between like games if she feels dirty.
She definitely got that from you. 100%.
Yeah. The dog got something on the blanket. It's going in the wash. This little girl. I can't believe I'm saying this. Bad parent. I wanted some graduation stuff for my nephew.
Yeah.
Graduated from Tennessee State. I'm solo. Well, the kids are with me. Jay usually has a discount, but she didn't go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in there, and Zoe is animate about wanting Moonlight Goddess. I'm like, WTH is Moonlight Goddess.
I don't know what that is.
What is Moonlight Goddess? But apparently she's in Bath and Body Works like I'm at Next Gen. So I go, hey, Zoe. You know, it's like she's like the life of the party, and she's asking them for Moonlight Goddess. Listen, it's a detergent scent. Do you know why this girl wanted Moonlight Goddess?
Why?
That's the only thing she likes her blankets to smell like. Bro. Hashtag fail. And how do I not know this thing? 7.
Just doing a lot at 7. We're doing a lot.
Seems like the life of the party in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, low 5 and high 5. All the scents.
So she did not get that from you.
No, she said, hey, she's like, Dad, Grandma would like this candle because we were going to see my mom.
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you know? She's like, this one. She said this one, Dad. Okay. All right, so I'm good. That's my story time. I was venting about LeBron and my goddamn broken freaking Yeti. Snapped the lid.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I see that.
Yeah. I'm going black tomorrow. I got the black one.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll be all right.
It's fine. Might as well change everything all at once.
What happened? I think I'm
going
going to
black tomorrow. You get to choose.
Good morning again.
I dribble. Damn it.
It's like you woke up from a dream.
And you, of course, could ruin that. Jesus. So stupid. I hate these first hours.
Rico, he's not like you and me. He doesn't have like options to choose from.
Damn it.
Like there's not a drop down menu for him.
No.
I was Latino yesterday.
Although my mom confuses people.
Really?
Lighter hair. She has freckles. Super light skin.
Yeah.
But I don't reference her skin color because for her, growing up,
being called light skin was
it was not good.
Yeah.
So I don't mess with her with that.
No, listen, I got you.
So he's dark as the rest of us, mama.
You say you were Puerto Rican yesterday, Rico?
Do you only claim the holidays, or how do you do it?
It just depends on how I'm feeling or who's being mean on a certain day.
Do you like code switch different ethnicities?
If I say yes, will you stop asking questions?
Jeez, man!
Wow,
this is a tough group.
I don't know.
This is not. This place is not for the faint of heart.
Oh, Rico's problem is today, man.
Oh, he's surrounded by his kids. Allegedly, he has 54. Even though he only has 3.
So many of them. They overran his computer. He sent a picture.
What'd they do?
He just threw out. He was working allegedly, and he goes, "Well, I've been replaced."
Oh, so stinking cute. Thank God got his wife's looks.
And then
how did Rico do that? God is good.
Look at AJ. Look at it. AJ's response.
Oh, that is not kind. But it does have a little hint.
Yeah.
You can now. What if there was actually an accident, Austin? That's not nice.
Were you about to call it a Vrabel?
Stop. Why are you always bringing up stuff I'm trying to move on from? I can't believe AJ has some big brass cojones. Who says that?
Only Austin.
That's for the
it's still mine.
Joke about, not randoms.
What's up, Rico?
It's still mine. You don't have like a maid or like a pool boy or anything, right? I don't make Ravi money, so no.
Rico, don't stand for that. And why they got to be manual laborers? Why couldn't they have a real job? Why couldn't it have been some computer technician?
What, manual labor is not real job? Really, DB?
No, but he said pool boy.
Why did you pick computer technician?
Wow.
I don't know, because I couldn't spit out an ex accountant.
My wife is the computer technician.
It's true.
Oh, just so bad. Just wrong. Nobody's safe.
It's fine. It's fine.
Nobody's safe.
Rico, I don't have a pool.
Didn't this start over dogs?
Probably. I never know. Somebody was asking yesterday how we got to the Michael Jackson thing, and I was like, honest to God, I don't know.
Well, you're like, I got a question.
I know, but like something made me think of that. It wasn't just like I'm not like some people that do this where they have to get their notes in, you know, like that's not a thing that I do. Clearly. You all right?
Nobody is safe.
Wow. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be right back with. We have a guest here, don't we?
Yeah, Coach Manning.
Oh, yeah. I hope he's not listening. We'll be right back with Coach Manning of Nebraska Wrestling right after this.
think, like I said, very first, we began with the end in mind, and that's the reason that we scheduled in preseason the way we did, hoping to secure a top 8 seed for the potential to play ourselves in a position to, here we are now, everything is in front of us that we set our goals to be, and now we just got to get really back to one-pitch softball and all the things that got us here. But absolutely, as I look back on it, it's been built out with a lot of intention. Yeah, I think it's just doing what we've been doing and not really letting the noise be noisy. The fans can do that, and we appreciate the fans. But in order for us to really hone in and be the best performers that we can, we kind of got to stay quiet. And quiet and focused, intentional, head down, sleeves rolled up, working.
Feels great. Really glad the team was able to pull it off and get a 5-0 win. It's really dominant. It's ready for the next games.
Did you expect it to be as dominant as you guys ended up being today?
No, but I'm really proud of us, proud of our team, so got to get the next ones and win the next ones.
How big was Molly's first goal there in the start of the first half, just getting it right off the bat in those opening 5 minutes?
It was awesome. She really started us off strong, and then the momentum just kept going.
You've kind of been the fire starter for this team offensively all year round. What led to some of your success today?
Definitely just all the hours spent playing soccer, and then all of us have been playing for so long together, so we're like a family, so we really can just play for each other.
How important was it for you guys to get this one for Coach Rowe? It's her first state tournament win ever.
It's huge. It means a lot, and we wanted to do it for her, so.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Mark Manning, head coach for Nebraska Wrestling. Coach, how we doing this morning?
Coach, you there, bud? We got him maybe a little bit. You there, Coach?
I don't know if he can hear us, guys.
Got to help him with his audio a little bit. Got one of those really smart technicians.
Yeah, let's guys, pull him out.
Oh, there he is. Or wait, was that me?
He can hear, or we can hear him. I don't think he can hear us. Yeah, maybe try and you have his number, Shane. Maybe try and call him, see if we can figure something out there. As we try and get Coach Manning figured out here, I think
we can try it now.
Okay. That might be
Coach. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
There we go. Coach, how we doing this morning?
We're doing well. We're doing well.
Yeah, I'll say. Let me start with so that's the easy, fruitful stuff. How impressed? Because I'll just be honest, I felt like he left a little meat on the bone in college because he's uber talented. How you had to be super proud of Caleb Smith and kind of what he's been able to do on the world stage, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we had some guys wrestling in the Pan Am games last weekend, and it was really good. Caleb took second place. He's kind of up a weight class right now for Team Puerto Rico. We have some diversity. Mikey Lavarola, who's now coaching, was a 4-time All-American for us, is wrestling also for Team Puerto Rico. And he's coaching at Rutgers, so he wrestled last weekend. And then obviously Liam Cronin and Rich Lovett did a great job last weekend. So we had a squad over there.
Yeah, my unusual, unhealthy affinity for Rich Lovett. Well, I was in a really bad mood one day. Imagine that, Coach. And it was during spring, and you had all your guys doing signings, and she took it upon herself. You guys were right outside her old studio. She went and got Ridge, and she's like, "Yeah, he's kind of being a crab apple, a little." Well, I think she called me a crybaby. She's like, "Since you're his favorite, you got to give him a morning hug." And Ridge was like all in, and I was like, "Oh, my day feels better."
Yeah.
Like, I guess crazy news. You were bringing back a fair amount. You had some depth to fill. I won't call them holes and be disrespectful, but you were able to be aggressive in the portal early. Like, what was the method to the madness?
We just felt we wanted you have a team with guys like Christopher Mento, Antrell Taylor, Cam McDaniel, Jacob Van D, who are multiple All-Americans, and giving ourselves a chance to really, run down Oklahoma State, Penn State, Iowa, obviously, Ohio State. They're, all the big guns. So we're a couple of these guys sought out us more than we sought out them, which is very, really refreshing, right? We weren't chasing after Vincent Robinson. I think took one visit, and that was to us. And he's going to fit in very well. He knows a lot of our guys on our team already. I've known his dad for 30 plus years. In this business, relationships still matter. And Vincent was, the first one on board, and then it took us 30 some more days to get two other guys. So obviously Anthony Echemendia and Lucas Cochran. It took us a long time. Guys taking visits. Our portal, runs 30 days, but then they still have time to go on however many visits they want. So it takes a long time, man. It's excruciating. I'm not gonna lie. It was a grind.
So your growth. I kind of feel this way about Coach Ravel too. We talked to her last week, and she started the same time I did in Lincoln. And I remember she kind of had this. I told her, I said, I was kind of a little intimidated, very, very businessy and super competitive. Much like when we listen to you talk, we hear this humility, very gracious. Then we watch you coach. And I mean, sometimes I think those bricks could get thrown out of the goddamn the gymnasium with the vigor you can throw those with. How did you like grown into this guy. I think that you don't mind the portal. You know how to navigate it. But you haven't really compromised. You got to walk me through like your personality versus having to evolve.
Yeah, I think it's a credit to our guys. Our guys do a great job of identifying the guys that need to be in our program, that want to be on our program, that are going to be great fits. A lot of people talk about fit, and I think our guys know which guys will work, and they do a really good job when kids come in for visits and parents come. They do a good job of saying, listen, this guy's our guy, man. And, that's what happened with Vincent Robinson. We already kind of knew. I mean, Ridge and Antrell have done camps with him the last couple of years. And just the familiarity with his dad, knowing his dad back when my Northern Iowa days, I recruited a young man out of the south side of Chicago, Tony Davis, who was a national champ for me. So I knew Vasil then, and it's just a great fit for us. And then Anthony and Lucas, we went after those guys really hard. And Anthony, he found a place in here that he feels is home. And our guys just do a great job on the visits, and then they just let us know, and we kind of know too. It's just, the traits they have, the culture we've developed at Nebraska. People know how they're going to get coached and how they're going to get developed, and they might not get the biggest bag, but they know it's the best place for them to be at their best, and for them to seek their goals. And we've had a lot of guys continue to do great stuff, on the international level, and our RTC is alive and well. For the people that don't understand that, that's our Major League Baseball. That's our NFL, is being a world Olympic champion. And we have guys on our team that came here because they believe, listen, I'm going to be the next James Green. I'm going to be the next Jordan Burroughs. And so we place guys in that position. So they know we're committed 12 months out of the year. And some of these guys that are joining us, that's what they want.
Coach, you mentioned fit a couple times there as you're talking about getting guys out of the transfer portal. And I'm always fascinated to kind of dive into coaches and evaluators thinking, especially in sports that have a pretty heavy individual quality to them, right? Obviously, like when you're out there on the mat, you're by yourself. You can't get a teammate to help you out there. So I always find it really interesting how you process through fit and its importance in a sport where, yes, you spend a ton of time together, but out on the mat, you are by yourself.
Yeah. I think I equate it a lot to other sports. You look at softball, right? You guys just got done talking about Rhonda and Lori and those guys over at softball. I'm really good friends with them, and so happy for them. And you look at Jordy Frahm or Jensen, the other pitcher they have. You're recruiting someone that's going to control the game. That pitcher is going to control the game. Same with Will and Rob Childress. The pitcher is a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're really out there. You're controlling the game. Same thing with our guys. We have 10 weight classes. Each guy that goes out there, they're controlling their own destiny. They're controlling our team too. And so it's a lot like that. You're looking for leadership when you recruit these guys, and you're, also looking for, do they want to continue to get better? They want to get coached hard. They want transparency with the relationship they have with the coaches, and then just the bond of our guys on our team. It's contagious. Our guys are up in the room here at 9:00 today, and we don't have to tell our whole team to be here at 9. They just show up. There's 25 guys in the room right now. So there's a work ethic, and there's, that's important. Sometimes people talk about it, but you got to be about it. So, we attract the guys that want to be about it, and they want to put the work in, and they want to be their best.
Coach, how important is it? Because you want to get a little bit of a head start, and I get it. A lot of the peer recruiting has been pretty impressive. That means you actually have quality guys that other people want to be around too. But how important is it that you get a firm understanding of actually how you do your day-to-days, right? Because it is highly competitive in your room. It's not probably going to be for the faint of heart as competitive as it is. Do you feel like you have a pretty good gauge on how they're going to handle the actual day-to-day rigor of being on the mat?
Yeah. I think when we go to recruit, just their background, their club coach, their high school coaches, the environment they've come through and been developed on at a young age, you really get to know kind of what they're about and what their ceiling is. And when you're the big fish in the small pond, from the standpoint, if I'm the best in Nebraska 4 years in a row, well, I got to be the best in 50 states, not just one state. And so there's a jump when you go from high school to college, and bigger, stronger, faster, everyone's good. And so if I want to be the best in the nation, and I want to be the best in the Big Ten, there's a whole nother jump that you have to embrace. And that's where the mental attitude comes in to play is, do I really want to make that jump? Well, you know what? That takes sitting behind someone maybe for a year or two. I'm very frank with our guys that, we have 11 high school kids coming in this summer. Yeah. And it's really cool. And you might have to, I'm very honest in the recruiting process. You might have to sit a couple of years. Well, high school kids aren't used to sitting. And, there's some states where you could compete as a 7th or 8th grade, Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota. And so when you're used to being the big dog and then you're sitting out, that challenges you, to be, do I really love this thing? And you gotta love it, and you gotta keep your goals, present, and you're going to be challenged. If you could be, 3-time All-American, but you didn't get to wrestle all 4 years, and because you got beat out or someone's in front of you, that's a challenge. And some kids don't want that. And we lost a couple guys to a portal for that very reason. It's just patience. And most of the time, people don't want patience. They want to be, hey, you recruited me. I should be the starter. Well, there's competition. And that's what you mean when you got to get the right type of guys. Cause sometimes, we all need development, and some people aren't willing to take the time to really understand what true development is. True development is sometimes sitting behind and watching and learning and taking it in, the mental growth you need, and to understand, what, do I love this? I'm going to do it, 6 days a week. And I'm going to really put my heart into it. And that's takes a different testimony to be in your best.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It was one of the things that drew me to guys like Lamer last year, right? It's a little bit of a slow burn, and definitely out wrestled his seed line. He saved his best for last. I look at a guy like Van D, where it's you see what's in there, and I was like, oh, sometimes he's not quite healthy, or just trying to get over the hump, or just battling. He's going to be firmly positioned at like 133, where you can just see guys that may be positioned to get the next step. I talked to you off season last year about Minto, and maybe last year being the step. Like, do you see that with your guys in terms of how they're carrying themselves on the day-to-day?
Yeah, Damon, that's a great question. It's absolutely we do. We see it from the standpoint of them showing up and then them putting in the work, and how much they want to get better, being intentional, like any sport. Are they intentional when they come to practice, or do they go through the motion, right? Do they understand, we have days of the week during our season, we call them ownership, you know. You got to take ownership of your own development. Sometimes I know what I need to get better at. Or do I need to get on the bike, or do I need to get on the treadmill and get in better shape? Right. So got to know where your weaknesses are, and you got to attack them. And sometimes that's all development. And we're big on that. We challenge our guys, and we have the right mentality. We got guys in the room that love it, and it's attractive to other guys. I mean, Anthony Echtemania came in our room. He's come over here 3 times and never on an official visit. He paid his own way. He come over here 3 times, and he just loves the room. He just, wow, there's a different energy, there's a different vibe, and the guys are working. He sees, man, this is the place for me, and so it's really good. And I think Lucas Cochran felt the same thing. He came from Penn State. Obviously, they have a legendary, historic run going on, and he sees that commitment. He's like, man, I want to be a part of this. So it's really good. It's really fun to be a part of. And really, how about Husker athletics right now? Just killing it. And I think, what Will and Rhonda has got going on in their programs is, it's electric.
I look at a guy, just the traits that you're describing and knowing your personality for so long. One of the many reasons that I fell in love with a guy like Cade Ziola so early, because remember I told, even when he was in high school and we were talking to you, I said, he's a guy that I gravitated towards because it was never easy for him. In middle school, he was never the best. Freshman, sophomore, it was like, but like he just stays on the gas. Now he's got a heck of an opening, and he's a good ambassador for a young guy for your program, right? Because he sleeps and eats wrestling and loves Nebraska. And it's never been always rainbows and butterflies for him. Like, you can't draw it up any better, but you sure can't take advantage of it, can't you?
Yeah, that's a great example. Cade is, another guy obviously well. Antrell Taylor was the same way. Really, we didn't have to beat many of the big schools out. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Antrell was probably, if you would have got it recruited by football, he might have went. Yeah. But thank goodness he wasn't big enough. But
that used to piss him off.
Yeah, that's right. Because he has that mentality. I'm the best, man. I'm the best, definitely in Omaha. And I think that's that competitiveness. What you're talking about. Same with Cade, is he sees himself like, listen, I'm the best out there.
Yeah,
and that's the approach he takes, and it's just that gets you up in the morning. That, as a coach, that's the element that you want to have in your program. Guys that are they're reaching for more. They're just not satisfied by being the starter. They're wanting to be the best in the country, and Antrell and Cade, that's a perfect example of guys that we want and that we're trying to attract. And I think, guys like Vincent Robinson and Anthony and Lucas are all guys that fit from that very purpose.
When you're all said and done and we're sitting around and you let me come over, we're out sitting in that front yard, I want the big chapter of the behind the scenes of Cade and AJ and that heavyweight deal, and like just managing that situation, Coach, man, you got to put that as part of your tell-all. Would be respectful, but I'm dying to get behind the scenes of that one.
It'll definitely be a chapter for sure.
Coach, as you're dealing with young guys that you think have obviously a lot of upside, guys like the kid Ziolas, you mentioned 11 freshmen in your incoming class from high school as well. Like, do you find yourself sort of needing to manage your own expectations as well when you see a super talented guy, but you're like, hey, maybe he could help us here, but probably not best for him to get started right away? Like, do you find yourself having to navigate that much at all?
Yeah, that's really good. I think that's kind of the joy in us as coaches. Definitely for me, I love that aspect of when we know we have a guy that's not going to probably be the guy wrestling at the end of the year at the Big Tens and Nationals. That year of development, spending time with them, getting to know what they're all about, challenging them in their mind, in their mindset. A lot of kids they're just the best because they're most talented, or they've gone to a lot of tournaments. They know a lot of moves. Just like in football, you're the biggest, you're the strongest, you're the baddest. Well, and this thing is the same deal. You got to be intentional with your work ethic, and you have to have elite skill. You have to develop those into elite skills. And, and then just the mindset. I love that. Just sitting with guys and figuring out what they think, how they perceive something, how they perceive college, how they perceive their opponents, and, it's a really interesting take. That's why I love doing this. I love getting in the room with those young guys and just chatting it up, seeing what they are all about, challenging them in practice and in what they're doing skill wise, and then letting them roll and trying to figure it out.
I think I'm glad you said that. Last one for me. I'll try to tie it 2 in 1. Last time we had you, we were talking about like the international flair, and is there an opening? And you've spent so much time overseas where establishing connections, is there a way to capitalize? And there's so much talent. You referenced the athleticism, but pitting it against rigor. How important, because I think we're missing the fact it's so explosive now. There are so many things you see on the mat that you wouldn't have seen 4 or 5 years ago. Are we missing the point where you guys as coaches have to evolve to stylistically to not harnessing athleticism, but pitting it along or putting it with fundamentals? Or is it just kind of I don't know, this is kind of a whole new world. We're along for the ride. What you see on the mats with the scoring and the athleticism is incredible now.
Yeah, I think that's why fan bases are growing for wrestling. You look at the NCAA tournament. We had a lot of freshmen win national titles.
Yeah,
never before. I mean, Jax Forrest from Oklahoma State was basically in his senior year.
Yeah,
basically, this is unheard of.
It doesn't appear to be slowing down, by the way.
No, he's really good, and we tried to recruit him hard.
He did get beat a couple weeks ago, which was surprising, but he's human.
Yeah, exactly. And there's guys ready to go right away, and I think it's just a credit to a lot of things out there. RTCs, young kids can go to college practices, and which is really good for the development side. And for all our age group, we have obviously U17 World Championships, U20, and so I think all that really helps guys get ready for the big stage, and they're used to wrestling on the big stage, and so when they get to college, it's not a big deal. They're they're prepared in their mind. And I think that goes a long way and in their development.
Coach, how cool has it been? I fibbed. There's got one more.
Okay.
I hear, Troy Dannon has used the word nimble. You've used the word nimble. Coach Rules used the word nimble. Coach Ravel used the word nimble with the rules, the athletic department being appreciative of kind of the malleability of Troy Dannon's leadership. Are you ready to look back and say with financial commitments where you're like, you know what, I can appreciate a vision. Like we're doing the best we can to support one of the best sports we have on campus because, as you know, it is difficult to keep finding resources.
Yeah, we're absolutely, Damon, this, we want to always retain our best guys on our team. I mean, and I'm sure of, Antrell Taylor and Christopher Mento and even Cam McDaniel probably were all approached or DM'd up about, a bit more money. And actually 2 of these guys we got that are coming in, they took less offer because they know here's the place where they can be developed, the energy, the atmosphere we've created, and it's really credit to our guys. And so I think, the days of, just recruiting, getting guys is it's easy. It's a really hard thing to do, but now you got to retain them. You got to have donors. You got to have people that are willing to support the mission. And, I got a call from someone that's a very high person in in Lincoln here that is very well respected, that contributed $50,000 yesterday, and I can't thank them enough just out of the blue. And that's the day in life of Mark Manning right now. You gotta fundraise too. And I've had a lot of talks with Rhonda and Will, and it's just a different role we've got on our plate right now. Is we got to fundraise. We got to be able to retain our best guys and be able to attract other people that are going to help build our program. And so it's a real thing out there, and it's people throw a lot of numbers around. I was just in a meeting about a month ago at Big Ten's. Big Ten, we get Big Ten wrestling meetings once a year. We all meet in a room, and Tony Petiti, our commissioner from Big Ten, comes in, and he was talking about this very deal, NIL, right? And he said the Texas Tech guy, I can't exactly remember, the oil guy that supports Texas Tech football, right? And I think you supported the women's softball pitcher they got from Oregon, right, 2 years ago. Yeah. He was talking about, Tony, I thought this, revenue share was $20.5 million. I thought we were all on even playing field, but I'm paying $50 million for my team. Wow. And he said, I'll be willing to pay 60 if it goes up. And that's a guy that's committed to Texas Tech athletics, whether he's helping softball, but he obviously helps football. And look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing, the impact he's having on that program. And you need people. I mean, Penn State wrestling has that guy, and Iowa wrestling has that guy. Oklahoma State now has that guy, Chad Richardson, who's really gracious with his money and his funding, and he believes in the sport, and he's just putting his money where his mouth is, right? And it's a real thing in college athletics. And it takes people that are committed and people that are gracious with their, they've had the gift of being able to have financial help that not many of us do, and they say, "Hey, I want to support this mission. I want to support these young men and young women in different sports that are trying to excel at the highest level, and they see the need, and it's great." So.
Coach Manning, last one for me here. DB was talking about kind of the European and worldwide influence coming into the sport. I'm a big tennis fan, and one of the big kind of issues in college tennis right now is you've got a bunch of people coming in from overseas, and they're 23, 24, 25 years old and taking a ton of spots that would normally go to typical age college kids, and not even just necessarily U.S. college kids, but guys and gals coming right out of high school. Is that something you even have the luxury to worry about in terms of what's good for the sport at the collegiate level? Or is it just like, hey, I got to compete with the Penn States and the Iowas and the Oklahoma States who all have their guys. I don't really get the luxury of thinking about what's good for college wrestling as a whole.
No, it's
that's fast.
I think there's a new rule that people say it might get passed here this month or here this summer, and 5x5.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an age limit on that. You can't be past, I believe it's 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't bring in someone, or if you brought someone in that was 22 or 23, they only have 1 year of eligibility maybe. So, I know tennis is there's a lot of international stars in that, and I know both our tennis programs do that, and they recruit foreign kids, and I think it's just creating opportunities for young men and women, regardless of where they're from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes America the best. No other, we're not sending people over to wherever, Paris, France, to play volleyball, right?
Yeah, they're coming here.
Not in college.
Mm-hmm.
That college education means something, and we need to keep it vibrant in America. We're screwing it up, to say the least. We need, whether it's Congress, because I don't think the NCAA is doing as much. They're worried about lawsuits all the time. We need college athletics to be. We need to keep the values where they are. I mean, we're screwing it up. We can't mess this thing up. I mean, the impact of young people is what our future of America. I mean, it sounds crazy when people are like, "Oh man, he's saying this." Listen, you could you do a study in 10 years on just say football? Well, Nebraska, probably Ohio State, USC are all probably recruiting 10 or less high school kids a year. Hang on. Not that long ago, they're recruiting 30 high school kids a year. So where's that 20 or 25 guys times 18 times the SEC times the Big 12 times the ACC?
Yep.
Where are all those high school kids going? When you look at it that way, this thing is there's where the effect's going to be. I'm not sure, but it's going to affect a lot of young people, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a positive way.
I hope we're wrong, Coach, but this is anecdotally. We looked at the draft the last 4 years in the NFL of FCS guys versus FBS and how the numbers have dwindled over the last 4 years. We thought that there was eventually going to be a bump because not everybody can, some people have to transfer down, right? There's just not going to be enough room. So I'm hoping in 10 or 11 years, the study shows that those people, they found homes and, group of fives and D2, like that's the place where folks are flourishing. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
That might be a little myopic, but they have to go somewhere at some point, right?
Yes. I mean, the numbers don't lie, right? What 9,000 football players were in the portal. I think 4,000 didn't get picked up, or I mean, that's what the NCAA needs to look at, or some committee, or I mean, it's in a lot of sports. That's where it's going. We need to make sure we keep this sacred, because we're the only country in the world that offers a college education along with being able to participate in athletics. And we can't miss that element up. I mean, it's got too much about, the money and it should be about developing. If a young man or woman goes to 3 or 4 different schools in 20 years, where are they going to take their family back to? Oh, I'm taking them back to Oklahoma. I'm taking them to Wyoming. I'm taking them to Nebraska. Wherever it is, where's home? What's the place that helped you be your best? What's the people that help you be your best? And so, I don't know. People probably say that's old school, but listen, old school works.
What a walk-off. Old school works. Coach, we appreciate it. As always, great talking to you. I'm sure we'll chat again soon.
When you guys are wrestling in those T-shirts, save me one. Old school works.
I love it. I'm going to create one.
Hey, we've got a merch company if you need some help.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll see
Go Huskers.
That is head coach of your Nebraska wrestling team, Mark Manning. To your point,
the sense he could oversee a lot of other sports too.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Very well liked on campus.
So to your point about the NFL draft, the number of guys that were directly drafted out of Group of 5 or FCS schools was 14. The little deep dive that I did revealed, though, that so there were actually 79 players that spent some time at an institution below a power conference school. 14 of those were those guys directly drafted out of out of Group of 5 schools or FCS schools. 16 spent time at JUCO. So when you take those numbers out, you had 49 guys left over, which is about what it had been over the last 4 or 5 years.
I was going to say that's kind of normal.
And a lot of them, I didn't do, this is anecdotally looking through it, a lot of them only spent about 1 year at a power conference level. So they are finding an equilibrium. It's just they're getting that last payday and that big bump before the draft for 1 year. It's almost like a finishing school, sort of, the power conferences. So I don't know that it's hurting the Group of 5 schools as much as it seems, because they are getting these guys for 2, 3, and sometimes 4 years still. And I do think they're seeing a benefit from it.
Which would make sense, because I told you the football is being played at a much higher level.
And so I think you're getting not only a better version of Group of 5 football, because you have these guys sticking around for several years still, but then you're also getting a better version, I think, in some instances, of power conference football, because you have guys ready to go that have been seasoned at these smaller conference levels. I find it really interesting because he's right. There is at some point, there's guys that just get left out in the cold, right? But in terms of what we were looking at with the draft before, I don't think it's necessarily as dramatic as
I'm going to wait on that, but I believe you at face value right now.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take a little time.
It'll take a few years still, but it doesn't seem as dramatic from what I looked at as the drop off from 48 to 14 when we originally looked at it. And we're like, holy crap, this is a disaster. But the other thing that I did notice that I thought was really, really interesting, I believe only 2 guys that got drafted out of those Group of 5 schools started at a power conference schools. You're not seeing guys drop down and then thrive. You're seeing guys climb up and thrive. You're not seeing the guys from power conference schools drop to a Group of 5 and then thrive and make it to the draft from there. That's not happening very often at all. Just 2 of those 79 fit that profile.
I wonder how many of those, and we don't have enough yet, but like the Gronowski types where maybe if you stay put,
you would have got drafted.
You probably do get drafted.
Yeah. Like there's probably a handful of those
what I mean?
well. Yeah. There's probably some of those where it's like, hey, if you would,
because he was sensational this year.
Yeah, no, you're right. He probably hurt his stock more than almost anyone in the country from deciding to transfer up.
Although this wasn't his choice. I mean, Retzloff is in that category.
Yes.
Right? I mean, BYU Retzloff is
definitely getting drafted.
Yeah, but then maybe you don't find your freshman phenom either. But
true. But that's the part, because I thought there would be way more.
Hopefully he changes his number. I get the significance, but just rocking numbers in the 40s as quarterbacks is.
I was really shocked that there were so few of guys that dropped down.
Yeah,
and
the
made it
40.
to the NFL.
I'm going to rest in that bulk.
The 49,
roughly about 49.
Yep, of the guys that had played at power conference levels or at group of 5 conference levels that went up to a power conference level and got drafted.
Were you surprised how many people don't seem to understand the arbitration ruling?
We can talk about that. I've got ideas. But we can talk about that.
I'm just like,
there's a key phrase that they use when describing Playfly that I think is what's holding. I also think it's incorrect on its face.
Well, we'll see if the Attorney General makes a pitch. But let me ask you something.
Okay.
Do you want? First of all, you want an arbitrator.
Yes.
To rule.
You need someone making these decisions.
You need a neutral third
so you
party.
don't have the Texas of the world.
It doesn't
doing
change what the commission's initial goal was. It always has been to enforce policy.
Yeah, because you want real NIL deals, not just handing out extra cash over the salary cap.
Now, do you think we understand whether we want everybody playing by the same rules, or we want to be able to utilize who we can utilize?
So I think it's going to be in Nebraska's best interest if everybody's playing by the same rules.
That's the way I kind of feel.
Because there's definitely...
But they have to do something, in the meantime.
Correct.
Until you corral everybody else.
Because there's always going to be places with more money than Nebraska. Yep. Even if Nebraska's well-funded, which I believe they are, there's always going to be places with more. So Nebraska is going to be better off if everyone's on the same playing field. But in the meantime, I do have solutions for you, Nebraska. So just hit me up. I got answers.
This is what we talked about last year.
I know. The answers are a little different now, but it still works. And I'm just saying, hit your boy up. I got answers. Because here was the key thing. And this, I actually
Are you ready for this?
Yes. I actually disagree with the ruling.
You can make it happen.
Because
do you want the delineation or no? Of affiliates?
So here's the problem: is the ruling is that they said Playfly exists only to dispense NIL, or primarily.
I will refrain from this conversation.
That's fine. This is just, you work for them. That's fine.
You get paid by Nebraska. No, I don't.
No, it gets paid by Playfly. It's a different company.
No, I don't.
Right?
And trust me, Nebraska wasn't in on that hire. Well, kind of.
But Playfly is
the old regime was in.
Playfly is your employer there. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing though. So the delineation that was made with Playfly versus Nebraska in the College Sports Commission thing was that the ruling was that Playfly exists primarily to pay NIL directly to players, and that they were too closely tied of an entity to the university. So one of those things may be true. They might be too closely tied of an entity to the university. I'm willing to hear that. But they absolutely do not primarily exist to pay NIL to players.
Correct.
It was a $300 million deal. We were talking about a $10 million carve-out within that deal. That means they are $290 million of $300 million not paying NIL.
And even if you think that number's light,
it's still dramatically less than half.
Yeah.
So to be primarily, it would have to be more than half, correct? That's what primarily means. So that part of the ruling, I hard line disagree with. If you want to get into the too closely tied of an entity to the university, that's, I think, up for debate, especially considering I do understand there's a very close relationship there. Playfly also does not only work with Nebraska. So it's hard for me to say, hey, this is a Nebraska business, a University of Nebraska business just funneling money back to the University of Nebraska. This is a nationwide business, so I'm having a hard time with that part of it, but I'm willing to hear an argument there. The primarily existing to only pay NIL is just blatantly not true. And that was part of the ruling. So,
but now
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, with the ruling, you now open it up to
the Nebraska Attorney General,
state laws.
Now that's going to be really interesting because that has Supreme Court written all over it. Because you have state laws versus the law that was passed by Congress, and so like that's a crash course for the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
In the meantime,
it's like I was telling Severa that Pandora is wide open now.
And I'm going to be honest, I don't think we want Nebraska to win that case. I really don't.
No, I understand. Listen,
like if the number's at 20.5 and it has to be at 20.5 plus legitimate NIL deals, we're all better off.
Yeah.
All of us. Like all of this goes away if the Supreme Court says, nope, CSE is right. You have to submit your stuff through there. If it's not real NIL, GTFO. The entire sport, and especially Nebraska, is better off if
that's
that
why
happens.
I think the athletic director's wording was so critical. We will continue to abide by eligibility rules.
Yes.
Like as if to say, okay, we're cool. Now, what's everybody else doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was very, very, very smart.
He was. He chose the words very carefully.
And the response.
I think it's going to be very interesting. The one thing I'm concerned about this is it almost, because Nebraska submitted their deal so early, it almost felt like they were picking this fight. Like they were choosing like, yeah, this is what we're going to do because we know we have this law on the books. And so we're happy to take this to the Supreme Court. In the meantime, I don't know that that's the move unless they expect to lose and get the outcome that I think that everyone should want.
Yeah, because
Nebraska shouldn't want to be on a full-on unlimited budget.
Yeah, because here's the dirty little secret. Like we want it both ways. We want Nebraska to be spend. But how comfortable would you be?
We don't want that. I mean, we shouldn't want that.
How comfortable would you be giving a 2-year contract to an incoming freshman?
Not real comfortable.
Right? If I'm Nebraska, like hypothetically, and I don't know if this dog will hunt, but you would think like fiscal savvy, like just knowing their personalities, like why I would build in contingencies for playing time, at least in year 2.
Yeah. By year 2,
year 2, let's do this. So at least I could kind of gauge it because I just don't think you want to play that game. And I know that's how Nebraska would prefer to do it because they want to be more on the development.
Yeah.
side.
So you want longer with the players.
Yes.
Yeah. I think there is this inevitable.
But we're quick to bitch and moan, man. Like how quick would we be to jump at paying an incoming freshman on a 2-year deal?
Yeah, with guaranteed money and
we're losing out on this guy. No, you want fiscal responsibility. I'm going to keep saying that. And it isn't to vouch for Nebraska. I'm just telling you, you don't want 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds on 2-year guaranteed anything. We don't even get guaranteed stuff. Right? And we're significantly less volatile. Well, you're significantly less volatile than I am. I just wasn't going to back myself into a corner.
I would say we're both.
Knowing Vesuvius is.
I would say we're both less volatile. I don't know if I'd say
at any point
significantly.
No, my bad is awful.
True.
My bad is burn the whole thing down.
No, but I do think like if we're looking at long-term sustainability, the best thing for Nebraska is guardrails, because if the continued escalation of spending keeps exponentially growing, I genuinely think there is a point where Nebraska just isn't capable in terms of just continuing.
Or we go back to what I said a month ago, and I still haven't heard back from the detractors, is when people thought it was a hot take about actual expenditures. Like there's a reason the margin is so big.
Yeah.
Do you want to continue to operate that way, or do you want to operate closer to the red?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what your answer is, but you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, whatever your answer is should inform how you feel about this.
You know, like that's just, I mean, you got to think that legit. And yeah, Kenny, I was just going to say, like,
so that's not entirely true though.
Kind of though.
In normal circumstances, yes. But Nebraska.
We have to read what he said.
He said
legit NIL deals are much bigger in larger markets.
That's not true in college sports always.
Not again, we're not going to operate in extremes.
I'm not operating in extremes. I mean, look at the University of Miami Hurricanes are less valuable to the city of Miami than Nebraska football is to Nebraska.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the capability to do so. So you have to make the distinction on how subjective. Well,
so when he said, so let me say, when
listen,
he says
he
legit,
may be talking about market value. He may be talking.
So
about,
that's what I'm talking about. Your market value as a Nebraska Cornhusker is way higher in Nebraska than your market value as a Miami Hurricane in Miami. Nobody
I don't
cares.
know. Is it tied to cost of living? Because
well, if you're talking about cost of living, that's a different thing.
He may be factoring that in.
But
I'm not speaking for Kenny.
If I'm talking about relative market value, I think there are places like. Not just Nebraska. I think Oklahoma is a good example of this. I'm like LSU is probably a good example of this compared to like.
No, I get you. I'm not. I won't debate you on that.
I'll go to LA. Like nobody in LA cares about.
You do have some subjective factors.
Sure, but I think that's the subjective factors have to be taken into the equation when you're talking about market value for college athletes because
is market value what I'm willing to pay?
No, market value.
No, do you think it's being being misconstrued?
Maybe
what the market will bear.
What market value in my mind in this scenario is what is this person actually worth in a normal scenario, right? Because if you're doing market value the way like Major League Baseball does market value, then yes, it's whoever's willing to pay the most. But when you're talking about in general, so here's what I mean. I mean, what's the going rate when I say market value? I mean, what's the going rate? So the going rate for a Nebraska football player is going to be higher in Lincoln or Omaha than the going rate for a UCLA football player in LA. Like, I don't know how much LA cares about UCLA football players. It seems like not a lot. You know, maybe Miami's a little bit of a bad example because they'll rally behind the Hurricanes when they get good, but it's certainly not Dolphins or Heat. You know what I mean? So I do think typically Ken's dead on. In a larger market, the larger value.
Because I think the part that we're kind of missing with market value is that because I think one of the things you have to consider is what would it sell for in an open and competitive market?
Sure,
that matters.
It does. That's fair. And
it's absolutely a factor that you have to think about.
It is, and I think part of that though, and part of that kind of goes into my point. In places like LA and Miami,
because don't you think it reflects the highest price somebody's willing to pay?
To a certain extent,
I think that's what I'm not his attorney.
No, that's fine.
But if that's what Kenny's saying, that's the part I agree with.
That's fine. I will say in a competitive market, I do think college sports is even less valuable though. Like in LA, you've got a lot of competition for people's dollars.
I understand. I wanted to be clear on
that's fair. That's a fair point.
The parameters.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Right.
I think this
is the me where you want me as your Jeopardy partner.
Yeah. No, I think that's a fair point, and it's a fair thing to bring up. And when you're talking about cost of living and things like that, there's all factors there that could make the actual numbers different.
Yeah.
I would also be fascinated to see
how I couldn't get a 30 on the ACT is beyond me.
You should work
standardized tests are different though.
I'm good at standardized tests.
Well, you see, I'm good real life, like on the fly.
I'm the standardized test for my wheelhouse.
I don't know about this though.
It's the wheelhouse is right for me.
I would take you on Jeopardy instead.
Jeopardy over standardized tests?
Yeah.
I mean, my people were built.
What about just having real life, free flowing, like
conversation,
smart guy conversation?
I can't do that.
You'd rather I go back to like dirty floors and stained mattresses? I mean, nothing says high level thinking like that.
He's still trying to figure out if he wants Fernando Mendoza.
Hey, I saw something that I think would work.
What's that?
Do you like peanut butter?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is dumb, but it's smart, which is where I'm bringing this together.
Okay.
Right. Sometimes I'm very smart. Sometimes I'm not. I somehow am on this algorithm of, well, it was a dude that did hood food reviews. Then it was cheap eats.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was a dude that can get like $10 meals at Dollar General.
Okay. Then
it was this guy in prison that is like a good cook with the commissaries that he gets.
Oh, yeah. I've seen those before.
So the algorithm is trying to like figure out how I'm thinking, right?
I like the play on,
Huh?
I like the play on words.
Well, I'm trying here, right? So when you know how you don't like to, we buy, it's natural. I can't remember the brand of peanut butter, but they're bigger jars. So when you get down to the end, like sometimes you will get a knife and it gets on your knuckles.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's annoying.
It's a pet peeve for me. I hate things on my knuckles.
So the guy in prison, the guy that does this that used to be incarcerated, was saying peanut butter was hot in jail, like it was a big deal.
Mm-hmm. I think it's hard to get.
Whatever. I assume it's just to consume, to eat. But
God, I hope so.
He said, you screw the lid on tight and you spin it on the floor like a top. And then you take the lid off,
and it's all
it's all towards the top.
That is smart.
It 100% works.
Yeah, that's physics. That makes sense.
Your boy was like breakdancing.
And that was on the food review?
I didn't want to say I was following a prison guy on TikTok because I'm not really following him. Somehow he just
pops up on your algorithm.
Yeah, and he spun the peanut butter.
Like one of those football celebrations, you spin the football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, the thing will be like, hey. And you just like, whoop, scoop it out. That's all I got. Yes, that is the same guy that was just talking about open and fair market value. Same dude.
So those guys that popped up on my the prison chef dudes that would pop up on mine, they would do, not so much anymore, but they would try and, because those the guys like to get like prison swole.
Yeah.
So they were trying to do like the protein meals and stuff.
Of course.
And so they were like showing you.
Of course, that's what you get.
Yeah, they were showing you how to get like the gains from like ramen and all this other weird stuff in prison.
Yeah. I don't know.
Speaking of talking to smart guys, we're going to talk to Nate Rohr coming up next. He's a play-by-play voice for Nebraska softball. That's DB.
Are we giving him enough cushion to get off his own show?
Oh, we could take a break there. He said 9:05, so we got a little.
Yeah,
bit of time.
I think he's got to be after.
If he's
9.
a little late, that's okay.
Okay,
we can still come back, chit chat.
No,
no more chit chat.
No, because I feel like Heath just took a shot.
So what happens?
If that's not a funny summation,
that's really funny.
Of my personality. Well played there.
So
Heath.
does it work if there's nuts in your peanut butter?
I don't like crunchy peanut butter. I leave the nuts to you.
That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
All right, Coach. Back-to-back state semifinals. How does this one feel coming off?
This was a really tough game, and we knew it was going to be a tough game coming in. So a little more emotional for me as a coach, like I had said earlier, we had 11 goals scored on us going into this game, and Bell West had scored 7 of them. So we knew they were a dangerous team offensively. Obviously we were a little nervous, but I just kept asking the players, the parents, my coaching staff just to be positive about it and believe that we could do it. And obviously we put it in the girls' hands, and they performed probably the best I've seen them perform all season.
How important was it to get that first goal then, especially with Gabby kind of setting the tone?
Oh, it was huge. I think, just to take the wind out of another team's sails, especially down here where emotions are high, it's always helpful to get that first goal. So, yeah, I was pretty proud of them for doing that.
not one 26-year-old has ever been in the position that I get to be in here this weekend. Again, you can't hang your head. You got to smile. It's really cool when a core team just jumps on board right away from the start. They easily could have been like, forget this, right? Instantly, the trust that they have in me allows me to put my best foot forward. There's always things you can improve. Again, serve, pass, it is what it is. I don't think anything tangible I'm going to learn from it. I think instead it's just continue to be myself and continue to find relentless workers, and all 15 athletes that we have are relentless. And so if you find a team of that, you're going to put yourself in this situation a lot more. We'll be on the right side of it. Maybe not tonight, but we will be. So
Yeah, I think.
I think, like I said, very first, we began with the end in mind, and that's the reason that we scheduled and post preseason the way we did, hoping to secure a top 8 seed for the potential to play ourselves in a position to, here we are now, everything is in front of us that we set our goals to be, and now we just got to get really back to one pitch softball and all the things that got us here. But absolutely, as I look back on it, it's been built out with a lot of intention. Yeah, I think it's just doing what we've been doing and not really letting the noise be noisy. The fans can do that, and we appreciate the fans. But in order for us to really hone in and be the best performers that we can, we kind of got to stay quiet. And quiet and focused, intentional, head down, sleeves rolled up, working.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We're brought to you by Next Gen Male Medical, and reminding you, as we have for the last, week or so, you've got the Big Ten baseball tournament coming up. The chase for the conference tournament title returns to Charles Schwab Field in Omaha, May 19th through May 24th. That's a week from today it starts. Don't miss the best teams in the Big Ten. Battle it out in Nebraska. Visit big10.org now for ticket information.
One of the things we forgot about that my man JL just told me.
What's that?
He goes, you haven't even gotten to the tax part of it yet. Pretty big range between states.
Ooh, that's very true.
Yep.
That is very true.
And
Miami does have an advantage there with the no state income
I'm just
tax.
saying, like the more I process through real time, the more I think Kenny has a pretty legit point.
I think the biggest concern for me with my argument would be another thing that Kenny brought up is that the NCAA just isn't going to pay close enough attention.
So, okay.
By market.
Can I just say something to that point?
Sure.
Is that why you think you want the ruling to clean it up?
Partially, yes.
But you don't trust the policing of it, which is why I think Nebraska would try to protect themselves.
I think they would try and protect themselves.
You have to be prepared to play either way.
You do, but I think the best case scenario for Nebraska is the firmest guardrails.
Okay.
Let's.
I don't disagree with that.
Get to our guy though.
We got Nate the Great.
Nate
there he is.
ROHR, play-by-play voice of your Nebraska softball team. Nate, how we doing this morning?
Hey, doing fantastic. And how about you guys?
Hanging in there, bud. You're so even-keeled. I'm curious how you handled these last 72 hours, right? Where you're raising championship trophies and everybody's excited. Then there's, the ticket seating and the allegations, and then there's
no drama there.
The actual seating. Have you been able to at least enjoy yourself, or do you just kind of, in your world, you can't really insulate? You're in the media. Like,
yeah.
Have you been able to enjoy it, or how did you do it?
Yeah, look, anytime you beat UCLA in softball, it's a momentous occasion for your softball program. And the way that they were able to do it, the emotion around that championship game, that was a lot of fun. And then, it's the usual sort of chasing your tail of trying to check, okay, this projection has us here with these teams coming here. And, oh, these guys have us here. And so there's a little bit of chasing your tail. But, what they have been able to do this year is just so great. You can quibble a little bit with the seed. You can be a little frustrated with maybe how the all-conference teams come out.
Oh.
But it's undeniable what this team has been able to do, what they've been able to accomplish, and how they're set up to accomplish even more in the next couple of weeks. So I'm in a good place. Do I think Nebraska should be a seed or two up? Yeah, I do. But I also... 4 is really good, especially for a Big Ten team.
It's
and
a good draw too.
Yeah,
if they get out
exactly.
of it. It sets up well. Let me ask you something. I was talking about this. Well, you know how it goes with her. She was more telling me, and I was more in agreement. But Jess, we had her on last week, and she was talking. I asked kind of a question about like managing the expectations, and her point was they've kind of done it all year. It's not anything new, and Nebraska's fortunate to come out of the other side of some of those tightly contested games, right? Where you had to come back a couple times against Penn State. Michigan got out on you early. UCLA got out on you early. And she said, they didn't give up any of those in terms of the win-loss column. It's just part of how the game goes over time with a ball bat sport. Is there a part of you that likes that it wasn't as smooth as just racking up easy wins down the stretch for softball?
Yeah, and the fact that they were challenged, especially at the Big Ten tournament, was good. Michigan really put a nice fight on them. I mean, Jordy ended up winning the game and allowing 2 runs, and I think 1 was earned. But it really felt like it was a fight. There were a ton of long at-bats in that game that really forced her to be at her, to find a different competitive level. And then Alexis Jensen was just razor sharp against Indiana on Friday and pitched about as well as she could. And that's a really good Indiana lineup. I mean, they average 8 runs a game, and they can really get some things going in the running game against you. And then like I said, UCLA is a challenge. I mean, they're thin enough pitching wise to where you feel like if you solve Tinsley, you can beat them because you'll put up enough runs. But they scored a couple of runs on Jordy, and Megan Grant hit that monster home run where you thought, okay, they're going to be in this fight. And Nebraska answered immediately. They score the 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and then with the attempt to try and get Jordy kicked out of the game, I think they incited her a little more. Jordy rolls out of bed at about a 9.8 in the competitive scale, right? Like, she's competing to get to the stoplight quicker. But when it felt like UCLA was trying to eject her from the game, and we haven't really heard if that was what they were trying to do, it ramped her up a little more, and that showed from the fact that she pitched 4 innings and allowed 1 hit against one of the best lineups in college softball history. So I do like the fact that this team was stretched a little bit, because even though I think the draw is fairly favorable this weekend, this is regionals. Stuff happens, pressure happens, and you're going to be tested. So whether it's this weekend or hopefully next weekend or after that, you're going to face some situations. So I'm glad they were able to face a few last weekend.
Clearly, I log on to the Homer Network, and you're one of the few. And I tried to make this case. Nobody was giving me a ton of pushback here, but to the play you're talking about with Jordy, I understood the clear path part.
Yeah,
I did. I think she's rounding that thing, and I had a meltdown on Eric explaining it, so we won't get into that. But then there's the collision. At some point, you have to really get into the ruling. I thought you were trying to parse through it real time, because you're trying to see what's going on and catch wind. But why do you think Nebraska had a challenge in them that at one point the obstruction happened because Jordy assumed she had a clear path?
No. So my understanding is the fielder essentially has the right of way.
Correct.
And the runner has to dodge around her. So really, there wasn't an opportunity for Nebraska to challenge. UCLA's challenge alleged malicious contact, which, we're going to get into sort of a similar understanding like targeting, where, if there was malicious contact, I think they could have ruled, okay, Fromm's malicious contact prevented a double play, thus a double play, which would have ended the inning, and Jordy would have been thrown out. So there was a sound strategic reason.
Yeah, you want your best player out of the game.
Yeah. And so what I need to parse, or what I would like to know, is, was there a scenario where UCLA had that review with the idea of, okay, we'll get the double play here, but we're not doing this just to run Jordy Frahm out of this game. Jordy certainly internalized it as, they're trying to check me out of this game. And then she went to kill mode for the final 4 innings, and you saw what happened. So it would bother me a little bit if UCLA sent that to review for the express purpose to get Jordy kicked out, where there was the possibility where they could have gotten out of that inning without giving up a run, and maybe Jordy gets kicked out or maybe not. I would feel a little better about that. I know that's splitting hairs, but it felt a stretch to me. This wasn't Albert Bell versus Fernando Vina circa 1998.
That's a great pull. Nobody remembers.
Like Jordy was running. She was running first to second, and she wasn't trying to blow her up. It was just it just happened.
It was fortunate nobody got hurt. That was a legit collision.
Yeah, I mean, Jordy's got some speed and some takeoff, so she can get going.
Okay, so Nate, we kind of skipped over this a little bit, and I need to revisit this because I'm petty. You kind of briefly talked about the All Big Ten team in passing, and I'm just having a real hard time here. Nebraska, who finished 23-1 and 3 games above the closest competitor in the regular season, has one singular person on all Big Ten first team, correct?
Yep, that's right.
So I'm just going to go through some other schools that maybe have more, which is everyone. So Oregon finishes 3 games back. They have 3. UCLA finishes 3 games back. They have 5. Purdue is 11-13 this year in conference and has 3.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
He's really good at the petty stuff, Nate. He's fantastic when he's on your side.
Yeah, and I was baffled by that too. The one thing that I will say to kind of defend the Big Ten coaches is that, a couple of the players that may not have gotten all conference consideration. Let's start at the end. The 2 players that I felt should have been all conference, at least second team, that weren't were Hannah Kamenson and Jesse Farrell. And Hannah was considered as an outfielder. And you have a bunch of outfielders in this league who are really good. I mean, Megan Grant just set the home run record.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of oxygen taken with that. And it was tough to get essentially votes as an outfielder. Jesse Farrell, her overall numbers are really good. Her numbers kind of took a dip in the Big Ten. There were times where she was beat up. She wasn't quite as consistent in the Big Ten as she was in the non-con. So I felt like those 2 should have been all conference somehow. As far as having only one first teamer, I mean, it feels a little like it was bad positions. It feels like it was little. It was a little, taking too much stock in Big Ten only numbers, and the coaches are told their first consideration should be in conference numbers before season long numbers. But shoot, Nebraska won 23 games. So even if the numbers are close, the Nebraska player in theory should get the nod just from the standpoint that hey, they're winning. And the stats, the stats in college softball aren't nearly as minute as what we see in pro baseball, to where you could get a great sense of these are the good fielders. So I think there were some things that worked against them, but I do think there's a little disrespect. I mean, I think there is a prevailing impression that this is Jordy Frahm and the Jordanaires, that it's Jordy Frahm and a bunch of slightly above average players, and that's flat out not the case. I mean, Hannah Kamenson was a 400 hitter for most of the year.
How about like Casey Hoffman, who no one talks about?
Yeah. I mean, Casey Hoffman, I swear, she's able to guide the ball through the infield, and she hit for a little power this weekend. But, Casey Hoffman just makes ridiculous amounts of contact, and she's able to find holes. So I feel like it's a little bit of disrespect toward the rest of the team, because, and remember, this is an 18-team conference. So, if you're Oregon, about, Alexis Jensen and Ava Kuzak and Lauren Kamenson and on down the list, but you didn't play them. And so if you've got a marginal vote, maybe that goes somewhere else. But with that said, I agree with your basic idea that it's crazy that a team that was 23-1 in the league, and keep in mind that matches the most wins ever for a Big Ten team in a normal schedule. Michigan had like 34 in 2021, but they played an all Big Ten schedule that year. There was some disrespect there, and I didn't like it. And then you look at the all tournament team for the Big Ten. There were only a few Huskers. There were more UCLA players on there than Huskers.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this. Nebraska famously beat UCLA in that tournament. The thing that I have the hardest time with, right? And Nate, you made really great points. I see this. I probably pay the closest attention to how basketball voting goes, college basketball voting, whether it's Big East for Creighton or Big Ten for Nebraska. And like the default argument is always unequivocally, well, they were the best team in the league. They have to have X number of players
except for now
on the team, right? And it isn't like it was a down Big Ten softball season and Nebraska squeaked by with like a 17 win and they ended up in first place, or this isn't like Liverpool winning the EPL last year on kind of a weird year. Like this is a dominant, like they lost a single conference game, dominant performance from tip to tail. And now we're just going like, nah, it's just Jordy Frahm.
Yeah. No,
I'm struggling with the whole thing.
It's silly. And, the one thing I'll say is, I mean, it's just straight voting. It's the conference coaches voting on it, and especially as far flung as this league is, you don't see half the teams, and so again, if you didn't play Nebraska and you're just flipping on BTN and maybe you're watching a highlight here or there, maybe scanning a stat sheet, you may think it's Jordy Frahm and that's about it, and that's just not the case. So I was disappointed. It's frustrating. You wish there was some more attention paid to these all conference honors, because quite frankly, it matters.
Mm-hmm.
It matters that the right players are rewarded and people look at who you put up there and say, okay, these are our best players in the Big Ten. And that translates. So yeah, I didn't like that at all. I thought they got the all conference teams wrong, but it happens in this league. That's too big.
I mean, freaking Purdue.
So Nate, I'm gonna take advantage of your expertise to help me handicap the field, because I love the sport and I want to get kind of in the weeds with some of the matchups. But real quick, to your point about making sure it's not the cast of characters. I listen to Coach Ravel and Jess all the time. I listen to Coach Ravel's post games. One person she seems to have an affinity for that maybe we don't understand. I don't know if it was just the level of respect, maybe the difficulty coming from Oklahoma to Nebraska or fitting in seamlessly or whatever. Coach Ravel seems to have a tremendous amount of reverence for Hannah Core. And I watch her play. She makes these highlight plays seem pretty routine. I don't know the degree of difficulty from Norman to Lincoln. I won't pretend that, but there is definitely something listening to Coach Ravel talk about her. Are we underestimating her importance or kind of her leadership, or maybe it's just being a good follower? I don't know, but what are we missing behind the scenes with Hannah Core? Am I reading that right?
No, I think you are reading it right. The thing with Hannah this year is she is finally an everyday player. At Oklahoma, you go into a 10-minute slump, you're on the bench. And, there were periods where Hannah just flat out got lost. And so I think the first month of this year was all about rebuilding her confidence, getting her back in a place where she could help this team, especially offensively, because defensively, every time you put her out there, she's going to help you. Tremendous arm, very athletic. She's got all the home run robbing plays.
Her range.
Yeah. She can cover miles of ground. She is an elite defensive outfielder in every respect. So as long as the back came around, she was going to be a real factor for this team. And then you just have the wealth of experience of her having been with Oklahoma and having been on the team and ridden the ups and downs and been a part of a championship level program like that. And I know last week, especially, Rhonda teed up Hannah Core.
Yeah.
And was asking her to be a little more vocal, because she has great insight to share about playing at this highest level. And it helps maybe to support Jordy for what Jordy is saying, because of course Jordy has a wealth of that experience as well. But it's just another voice of somebody who's been through this at the highest level and has won championships and is playing her best ball. And that's another thing is I think this coaching staff is very proud of her development and how she has regrown her confidence, if you will, to where she's valuable on both ends of the game.
Nate, let me ask you about a couple of matchups, and I have an affinity, and it's a natural one. I come by it honestly. I lack objectivity for Ruby Malin, and I get it. I like Oklahoma State. I saw the 2-1 loss earlier in the season, but I kind of like Stanford. I don't know if I like Stanford enough to win the region, but I do think it's far from a foregone conclusion in that region. Do you agree with me that Stanford is dangerous, even though it's Oklahoma State?
I think that's unquestioned. I think, just in general, if you sat the two teams together, Stanford's very good. Of course, you've got Jessica Allister, who built that juggernaut at Minnesota. Speaking of disrespect, that had to go on the road for a regional, even though they were the number one team in the nation. But she goes out there to Stanford and she's built that thing up. Taryn Kern was the Big Ten Player of the Year a couple of years ago, great part of that lineup. So just team versus team, yeah, you would say that'd be a good battle. And then these teams played the first weekend of the year out on the farm on Stanford at Stanford's new ballpark, and they beat them twice. So I would. That is going to be a battle and a regional that I would expect to go to the if necessary game, and that makes sense. Oklahoma State's essentially the 14 seed, so you're going to get one of the better Tues. We'll see where Oklahoma State is. They lost in the conference tournament semifinals. They got upset by Arizona State, but Arizona State got hot at that conference tournament. So I'm with you. That's going to be a great battle to see how that regional cracks out. And like I said, it wouldn't shock me if it goes to the if necessary game.
And I get what Texas did in conference, not finishing kind of what this is not the Texas way, but I also understand the quad 1 wins.
Yeah.
And their record. And they had 20 of them. Okay. So the consensus was, hey, we'll make Oklahoma the favorite. But I'm kind of with Jess on this, where it's like, I don't know. Oklahoma's Oklahoma, and Gallus is going to do Gallus things, but this isn't their normal pitching.
Yeah.
And Nebraska's seen other good offensive staffs. Who would you have made the favorite, considering they had a hard time seemingly parsing through 1 through 3?
That's a really good question, because I would have grudgingly said Oklahoma, just because that offense is so powerful. And I don't know that Tegan Kavan has been at that elite level this year for Texas. I mean, she's been really good, don't get me wrong. But she hasn't carried them the way she did last year. And Alabama, I just can't get a great sense on them sort of on that highest level.
Yeah.
And so, grudgingly, I would say Oklahoma. Oklahoma probably would have been my 1 seed, but I certainly see why they dropped OU after they lose to Georgia. It's really tough to make them the number 1 national seed with a bracket that had, or with a resume that had a couple of black marks down the stretch. And then they lose in the conference tournament. But you're right. I think 1 through 3, it was just the committee had such a tough time saying, this is why we're going to put Team X, whether it was Texas, whether it was Oklahoma, whether it was Alabama, ahead of the other. And I think that hurt Nebraska from the standpoint that I feel like the Huskers deserved the 3 seed.
I thought the 3 too, but I did think the 3.
I'm not gonna rend my clothes over the fact that they're a 4 instead of the 3, but it's 1 seed line, whatever. But I do feel like at least one of those SEC teams should be behind Nebraska. and the committee's unwillingness to say, I'll say this, had Texas not won the conference tournament, I think there's a chance they could have been the 4.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Texas made the run all the way to the conference title in the tournament, they get the hot finish point or check mark, if you will, and that might have flipped Nebraska and Texas.
Do you were you surprised that UCLA got the 8?
Not particularly. I mean, they're in, you talk about hot finish and they didn't have it. I mean, they lose to Oregon 2 out of 3, but I think everybody chalked that up a little bit to, hey, this is a really good conference, or a really good conference series, which it is. And they ran into a good Nebraska team, which they did. I think it's a name brand thing. I think which is interesting because Florida State got in the 9. And
I thought they would get the 8. That's probably the one thing I could maybe go back and forth over.
Yeah. And where you feel like UCLA has the name brand, they've got Megan Grant, they've got Jordan Woolery, but buddy, once you get past that first pitcher, they're in trouble. And so I find it a little odd that they went out of their way to take care of UCLA. Again, you wonder if it's the name brand thing, the get Megan Grant to Oklahoma City thing, because that's a team that the metrics look okay on, but if you get just under the surface, you can see some real flaws and some real ways that team does not make Oklahoma City. Doesn't even make it out of their regional even.
You mentioned having the one pitcher and then getting past that and it being sort of a crapshoot after that. Certainly not a problem that Nebraska has. How do you look at this team in particular and the way they're built, especially in the pitching staff, and go, yeah, this actually is a team that's built to make a pretty sizable run?
Yeah, they're well set up. And, Alexis Jensen had kind of sagged toward the end of the year, and some of that stamina, freshman, book getting out on you. But, she turned in that great outing against Indiana, which tells me she's locked back in. And as we've seen her throughout the year, she's had such competitive poise. She's been able to handle every situation, every opponent. So you do have somebody else to go to other than Jordy Frahm. And Nebraska's just not had to use Jordy Frahm near as much this year as they did last year, and as Jordy has been used throughout her career. So those two are as sharp as can be. They're in really good shape. I mean, you could even see Hannah Cameron, if Nebraska gets a big lead in a game, you could see Hannah Cameron come in and eat some innings and be able to get you through it. And so every pitch that you're able to take off of Jensen and Frahm early in regionals, that's a pitch a pitch saved is a pitch earned that hopefully you're able to use in a super regional or Oklahoma City. So the depth of the pitching staff, you just have more options. You can change momentum in a game, and we've certainly seen that where changing the pitcher really halts a rally. And I think Nebraska's much better position this year than they were last year. And that's no disrespect toward Jordy Frahm, because, I mean, the game 3 that they lost 1-0. It wasn't as if Tennessee lit up Jordy Frahm. They lost 1-0. So you're hopeful that Jensen can be a factor for this team. I think she can be.
I like how you close with Hannah Cameron, because, I gravitate towards things I like about other people that I'd like to see in myself. You could tell she's on the fringe of, she plays with great emotion, but she's not emotional out there. And I'm like, you know what? Like, you hear it in her interviews. You can see how she plays. She rides that really fine line that I think I admire that a ton about her.
Yeah. And, I talked about Hannah Core having to rebuild her confidence. Hannah Cameron is another one that came to Nebraska, sort of doubting herself. I think things got really rough for her in her latter days at Arkansas. And so mastering her emotions and understanding that she can do this, that she can be an elite level player for this team, I think was really important for her. And she was able to get that done by the end of last year. And, she's been productive throughout this season this year. And she's in a really good place, I think, mentally to help this team as the year moves to postseason.
That's Nate Rohr, play-by-play voice of Nebraska softball. You will have a busy week and hopefully busy next couple weeks, Nate, and I'm sure we will check in again soon.
I'm happy to do it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Nate.
See ya.
That is Nate Rohr, your play-by-play voice for Nebraska softball.
Try to be all inclusive.
Listen, we got softball today. We got
CSC
wrestling
stuff
today. We got CSC stuff today. We got 20 more minutes after we take a break.
I have some questions about your draft order too. I don't know if I want to end on the NBA draft, but
my draft order.
I'm not really appreciative of some of your basketball takes.
Well, listen,
your indefensible defense of Wembanyama, which was a travesty.
Nope, it's 100% accurate.
And not Branch, but do you remember the receiver I like that I told you I think could be the steal of the draft?
Oh, I do not.
One Mr. Hurst. Guess who's off? Guess who's off to a really good start in camp?
That makes sense.
One Mr. Hurst.
There you go.
I'm just all over the place.
It's all right.
It's A-Train's fault.
Why, about the shoes?
No, the 20 mile an hour, the peanut butter, and market value.
Well, market value was Kenny.
Oh, that was Heath. He said
Heath
it
was the
Heath
was the peanut butter.
Oh, hey, no, it wasn't a shot.
It was three different guys. To be fair, A-Train was just the last one.
Yeah, listen.
Is that not better?
No. I get it. I'm the big distinction guy. I don't need you to pile on.
Oh, my bad. I was trying to just keep it accurate.
You can't help yourself.
Let's take a quick break here. We'll be right back with more Hurrdat Sports Live coming up after this.
Jimmy Neutron. Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Whose Asian baby is that?
Out of context, that's a super weird thing to just say out loud. We'll be right back. Taking a break here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
I think, like I said, very first, we began with the end in mind, and that's the reason that we scheduled and post preseason the way we did, hoping to secure a top 8 seed for the potential to play ourselves in a position to, here we are now, everything is in front of us that we set our goals to be, and now we just got to get really back to one pitch softball and all the things that got us here. But absolutely, as I look back on it, it's been built out with a lot of intention. Yeah, I think it's just doing what we've been doing and not really letting the noise be noisy. The fans can do that, and we appreciate the fans. But in order for us to really hone in and be the best performers that we can, we kind of got to stay quiet. And quiet and focused, intentional, head down, sleeves rolled up, working.
Feels great. Really glad the team was able to pull it off and get a 5-0 win. It's really dominant. It's ready for the next games.
Did you expect it to be as dominant as you guys ended up being today?
No, but I'm really proud of us, proud of our team. So got to get the next ones and win the next ones.
How big was Molly's first goal there in the start of the first half, just getting it right off the bat in those opening 5 minutes?
It was awesome. She really started us off strong, and then the momentum just kept going.
You've kind of been the fire starter for this team offensively all year round. What led to some of your success today?
Definitely just all the hours spent playing soccer, and then all of us have been playing for so long together, so we're like a family, so we really can just play for each other.
How important was it for you guys to get this one for Coach Rowe? It's her first state tournament win ever.
It's huge. It means a lot, and we wanted to do it for her, so.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. DB, everybody likes free stuff, right?
I think so.
I mean, everybody I know likes free stuff.
Well, apparently they do here. That's why that bad food and bad drinks go fast. It's not even good, but people consume it.
But it's free, so they like it. What you will like is if you go to Next Gen Male Medical and get your free consultation and tell them that we sent you. That way, it's a zero risk proposition. You go in, you set your appointment, get your free consultation, and see what they have to say. They'll listen to you. They'll let you know what they can do to help, whether it's weight loss, whether it's testosterone for men or for women. I know it says Next Gen Male Medical right in the title, but it's for everybody. They can help you out. And whether it's vitamin injections, peptides, they got the whole suite of products and services to help you out. Give them a call, 402-614-9700. Tell them we sent you and get a free consultation. DB?
It's a nice place to visit.
It is. They're fun over there. I like them. They're nice. You know, they put up with our shenanigans and nonsense.
You can get good cold bottled water there too. I should take some of that home and give to the boys so they can.
I know you're a big bottled water fan.
I tried to explain the Costco thing, and you guys try to make it seem like I have a problem.
There was a lot of people in the chat that were upset that you don't just get a water filter.
I probably should.
You know, that was a big thing in the chat.
I've got a. It's not new. It's probably a year old. I have a new, like, sink faucet, like the handles and the thing that can spray. I think it might be conducive to a filter.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
There was a lot of people concerned about your microplastic intake in the from the bottled water.
Yeah, I don't. I guess
there's also, you have to replace. I mean, everybody was saying like get a Brita and all that kind of stuff, but then every few, I don't know how many years, but every few years, let's say, you have to replace the Brita itself because they come out with a new model. So,
yeah, I'm kind of out on Brita.
Yeah.
No, for no fault of the company. I used to know one, and I don't like her. So.
You knew a person named Brita, and okay.
Yeah.
They have other brands, you know. I think like Culligan makes one.
Hey, Culligan, man.
Yeah, I think you don't have to go Brita if you're traumatized by a girl named Brita.
We're not throwing the T word around.
If you are,
although I think we're safe because TK is probably trying to prosecute some innocent guy.
I think he's moved on to some other stuff, you know.
Yeah. What innocent person can I put in the clink today?
What you were worried about my draft order? What are we worried about?
Well,
you seemed like you had some consternation.
So, first of all, JP got the party started with the Nance thing after going back and listening to the Ant Wright bit.
I understood what Ant meant.
I did too.
Yeah.
But
I'll do that.
I do. So I have to be careful with Jacob,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the only one. Not even Rico. Am I always nice to?
Mm-hmm.
But I am
pretty much always
nice to Jacob because he never really makes me mad.
Yeah,
and if he does, it's not ill will. He's
it's
just
certainly not
teasing.
Yeah,
right?
it's certainly
just,
not.
He's just snarky,
malicious. Yeah,
and he doesn't stay with it either.
No, he moves. He like gets a shot in.
Yeah, he's like the sniper dude, and then he's packing up his equipment, gets his casings, doesn't leave it. So I wasn't mad, but I was like, oh, he's kind of literal when it comes because the image because Ant even said, he said, stay with me. This is going to sound crazy. But looking at the play, and I was
the
like,
movement and
and I was like, God, I saw Nance.
Yeah.
Like
I wasn't mad about it.
I get it.
Yeah.
But you guys going back and forth about the Kobe thing, Jacob's blurb was so Jacob-esque. I was like, Ravi, you're not getting out of this. Because he covered all his bases with what he was thinking about Darryn Peterson.
That's fine. The problem is you're just ignoring a huge red flag or multiple huge red flags. I understand. And I said this.
Didn't you feel like even for him going against you, he constructed that pretty well?
He did construct it well, but there's still
and it wasn't Chat GPT like some of these dudes use out here.
Even as well constructed as it could be, there are still huge gaps in the reasoning, right? Like if you're dealing with first of all, my premise was, and I brought this up to Ant on Twitter, and apparently he doesn't follow me like he follows you. So I only got the one response, but it's okay. I go, hey, like it is what it is. I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around the Kobe 2.0 thing because like you can say like,
what do you call him? Next gen or new gen?
He said next gen, I think, or new gen, one of the two.
I have next gen on the brain.
Same, always do. But I think same sentiment either way.
You got it on the PP.
On the what?
Never mind.
If you have that problem, they can help you there too. But it was
the funny thing about that.
Yeah.
So HP.
Yeah.
And we tell Shane not to Google that word.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny the name of that shot that they have?
Yeah, it is.
I wanted to screenshot it and send it to him, but I didn't want people thinking I had a boomerang. I was like, no, this is for somebody else. This isn't for me.
This is for a friend of mine.
Isn't HP a printer company?
Sure.
Yep. They also used to make cars.
I was like, oh, that's really a thing.
Yeah. So
that's a sidebar. Sorry.
Anyway, I'm trying to get back to Kobe 2.0 here. So
next gen.
That was the problem that I had with kind of because like a lot of times people be like, oh, he's a poor man's Kobe or Kobe Light or Diet Kobe or whatever. The Kobe 2.0 makes it sound like you think he's better or an advanced version of.
No, 2.0 just means next model.
And when do you put out a next model? When you have improvements?
Not really.
I mean,
you get new data.
Generally. But regardless, even if you're saying just Kobe, right? It's certainly not saying a watered down Kobe.
And I like Kobe more than you do. So if anybody would be offended, it would be me.
I'm offended by putting Darryn Peterson in that conversation. And I like Kobe plenty, and you like him more. That's fine. But
let's keep Kobe.
I mean, you can do whatever you want with it.
I'll give you a shot in the pee-pee.
But all he had to, like, my problem with it, number one, is there are no cramps that are keeping Kobe out of multiple games. Mentality matters here when you're talking. No, immediately when you think of Kobe, mentality matters almost as much as anything else, right or wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to say physically Darryn Peterson is the exact same person as Kobe, which he's not, by the way, he's shorter, but whatever. Like, you have to big strike.
Now you're pulling a Jacob. We're not talking size for size. We're talking
positional size matters when you're making that comp.
But he talked about ease in which they make things on the court. You're being purposely obtuse. You're leaving out parts that he was specific about.
Okay, I'm also bringing in parts that he specifically left out, like the mentality of DP.
But he's only
versus
trying
Kobe.
to make his case.
And I'm making my case.
But you guys weren't going back and forth about it.
I know, because I was trying to be nice.
He may have had an answer.
I was trying to be nice. Yeah, there's no answer because DP doesn't even have an answer because he's making stuff up. He's out here trying to tell people that creatine causes cramping, and I'm going to be honest with you, it doesn't. There are multiple studies. Do you guys have? I don't know if Rico, you have that screenshot I sent you.
You
this morning?
know he does because you load everything in your favor when you want to argue something.
Yeah, you're literally the exact same thing you said Ant was doing just now.
No. First of all, that was on the fly, so you got the opportunity to get all the data.
Yeah,
he's gone.
I mean, I knew about the creatine thing already,
but
yeah.
Do you think I'm pretty good with stuff about in the body?
Sure.
Okay, so. Are there varying levels of how you and I talked about this because I said, hey, Nick over at NextGen likes this creatine. It's next level. He said creatine has come so far. The holding of water and water weight isn't really a thing anymore.
Correct. People worry about water retention with creatine.
That was 2 weeks ago. I asked the question, and I'm pretty up on that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
even like whey, like ISO versus or absorption rates. Like sometimes people don't know what they don't know. So maybe he's making the correlation. It doesn't have to be of malice or intentionally being ignorant or intentionally being defiant. Maybe he's just ignorant. Maybe he felt like
that's fine.
Okay.
I'll grant you that.
Okay.
I'll even go there with you. My issue.
Oh, that's nice. Would you like? Never mind.
My
Don't hold
issue.
my hand.
You want to kumbaya?
No.
My issue isn't that I think he's lying. My issue that he's just wrong.
I do have a question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you hold hands, are you a top thumb or under? Like, how do you hold hands?
I don't even know.
I interlock in church.
He's trying to make moves during the prayer circle. He goes from clasp to he's like.
I think
I say Hail Mary and make eye contact.
Yeah, your religion is big on procreating. Though.
This goes from this to.
Aren't you're the one that has a lot? You like a lot of kids, right? That's if I'm misremembering your denomination.
Yeah, every Catholic wedding I've ever been to, the priest always says, "And we hope you have a lot of big, healthy babies."
Wow, Austin is weird.
Typically, a lot of like old school Catholics do have a lot of kids, though.
So that comes from interlocking.
I tell you, Jake Peets is going to be on number 10. 10.
I'm sorry. Children?
10.
Good Lord.
Those are Rico numbers.
That poor guy gets a bad rap. You got cute kids, though, Rico. I'll give you that.
Why do I get brought into this?
Hi, Rico. He's just catching strays.
That wasn't.
I didn't say anything.
It wasn't even me.
I have 3 kids.
Hey, now I am mad. I do want to be mad at Rico for a second.
Let's go for it.
I'm gonna let you get to your Peterson point. Rico, why were you gassing the whole softball ticket fire yesterday online?
Because he was mad.
I wasn't gassing it. I made one tweet, and I didn't know that it was going to get as popular as it did.
So what time did you have the opportunity to buy tickets?
An hour before the general public.
So 2:00?
Yeah.
As a 5-year season ticket holder. That was one of the things he was talking to me about yesterday.
I heard he said I'm gonna be pretty pissed. Rico,
Yes.
were you in the $55 ticket thing?
Yeah.
Could you go like lower? Would you have gotten better? Could you have potentially gotten better seats?
If they would have let me buy them earlier, probably, but no,
So
we're okay with general admission. Like that's fine with us, but I know a couple of families who can't go or aren't going to go because it's like older people and they want seats and they couldn't get them.
Gotcha.
That's tough.
Yeah, I saw.
And there's a couple former player families
members that was not tickled.
Yeah, there's a couple of former players' families who aren't going to go because they couldn't get seats.
Let me ask you something, Rico. So, if at a bowl game, should players get more or less of an allotment than they normally get?
What do they normally get?
4.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more, depending on where the bowl game is.
I always think we lose a little control when it's NCAA sanctioned events, is my point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even if that's your home stadium, you lose autonomy over what's happening.
But I hear both sides of it. I just didn't want my man Rico upset. I can't have him in the fray.
I get where the NCAA and all that stuff, because you have all the other teams that are coming in. You can't just have Nebraska season ticket holders at all of these games, and none of the other teams have any seats for their family and fans. I totally understand that, but I also think but I also think that the people who have been there through everything this season and seasons prior should have more of a chance to get some tickets. But it is dumb that the people who had the first shot at it just immediately started selling their tickets.
So
that's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, they're gonna get caught. They're not cool with that. Believe me. And it took them a second to catch volleyball. They'll figure it out. I'm telling you, they would not be going around 2.
No, it doesn't help anybody for yesterday.
I know.
Is the tough part.
It's a flawed system.
One of the Associated ADs put online yesterday or early this morning that's why they made the switch to StubHub, so they can monitor that sort of stuff, which I think I didn't understand at first when they made that transition and switch, but it does make more sense now.
Yeah, seriously. It's like everything else, you guys. Fandom, believing in your team, coach's fault, season ticket holders. Real faith starts when control ends. You know what I mean? You just real faith starts when control ends. And the other thing too is it's real faith is not void of reality. So they'll take the facts of what actually happened, and then you just have to have faith that they'll get it right. When I stopped wanting to control Nebraska's outcome and see it through fans' eyes and started thinking about it like a coach or a player, then I just had to have faith. Now, I could end up being super naive. I mean, I've rocked with some coaches that didn't get it done here, but I don't want control either. So that's why I have faith that they'll get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you don't need faith if you got control.
There's opposites,
Yeah,
right?
If you got your hands on the wheel, you don't have to have faith that somebody else can drive.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean the absence of fear or anxiety, right?
No. I think a lot
it just was I was just curious on the sentiment. Curious. But they'll get those people.
Yeah, they will, and hopefully it doesn't take too long in their ability to kind of crack down on that. But Rico, I'm glad you and your family were able to get tickets out there.
It's not even for me because I'm going to be at the Big Ten track championships, but it's mostly for my wife and kids who really want to go.
Is she going to take her other family friend?
Is the mailman going?
What? Oh God!
You know what? I don't know. I don't think so. We only got 3 tickets, so.
Rico, is he Asian?
I don't know our mailman.
Oh, well.
We just have we have the mailbox thing down the street where a bunch of houses, they just go and put the mail for a bunch of houses.
Oh, so
stop. Austin is horrible.
Hey, I work from home two times a week. I don't notice nothing. She's always at work.
The mailman's into group stuff.
Group boxes.
That's not better.
Leave my wife alone. She didn't ask for any of this.
You guys got a lot of pineapples in your house?
We don't. But I've seen the way you dress, Austin.
And Austin, wasn't that you? So who was telling me that they've moved on from pineapples? It's like butterflies or something now.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I'm not part of that community.
Austin?
I'm not a reporter on the swinging community. No, that's not my role here at Hurrdat Sports.
You don't always need specifics. Doing too much.
I don't know. Austin seems real friendly with a lot of people. Mr. Western Nebraska seems to disappear every once in a while.
Dude seriously needs a governor. Slow down. Jeez. However fast he wants to go.
Usually I take it pretty slow.
Some of your stuff isn't even street legal, man. You are a menace.
20 miles an hour.
Okay. Funny guy.
Fastest man alive.
Oh, you coattailing?
Yeah.
That's cute. Fudge. Flipping idiots.
Right. Like when just to let people know that I was kind of like coming.
I was trying to talk about Darryn Peterson. You got distracted by softball tickets. If you had let me continue on the Darryn Peterson path, we wouldn't be here right now.
I earned it.
Just let me talk about creatine for a minute.
It's fine. I don't even know how to peel them. I bought a fresh one, JR, and I don't even know how to peel it.
A pineapple?
Yeah, I need the auto core thing.
What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to chop the top off and chop the bottom off and then like do the sides.
Yeah.
But you need like a pretty aggressive knife to do it.
I have beautiful knives for
Yeah,
that.
you should be able to do it.
But I've been researching, and I think I need to go with the poo food, eating your poo food. I don't know if pineapple works.
Oh, it wasn't working for Bella?
I didn't do it long enough.
Well, then how do you know if it not working?
Because Micah said he caught her the other day, and she hasn't done it for me. I smell her face like every day.
But if you stop doing it, then it's not really the pineapple's fault, is it?
I don't know enough yet. I bought it yesterday. I just haven't sliced it yet. I'm willing to try again. God, I hate all three of you guys.
You can't
no,
blame it on
Rico's fine.
You can't blame it on the pineapple when you didn't try it.
I don't know.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
You're fine. Just half of you.
Like the full half.
The full half. Well, I guess that's true.
There is such a thing as a full half, but that's
just weird designation.
Yeah, it's a weird way to say it.
Out on you and Neutron.
What did I do?
Suave. You're you.
Well, seems personal.
You're gonna lecture me about creatine here in a second.
No, I was just gonna I was gonna actually agree with you that it could be an ignorance issue because creatine does in fact not cause cramping. So it could have been like, hey, he's taking creatine and working out really, really hard in a way that maybe he hasn't before, and that was causing the cramping. Because here's the thing, even if creatine did cause cramping, right? Because he's talked about how traumatizing that this incident was back in August. Even if I think he used that word. I think he used the word traumatizing. I'm not trying to be a dick this time. But he talked about how like he thought he was going to die. Like he talked about how like it was a traumatizing incident for him. If that is the case, I'm sure he then stopped taking the creatine. Creatine doesn't stay in your body that long that he'd still be having issues in December. That's not a thing. Even if the other thing that isn't a thing was a thing. Like even if the first part that is not true was true,
hey, you
the
guys,
second part still doesn't make sense.
Will the Darryn Peterson slander go on longer or shorter than Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders?
Probably longer because he's going to be in the NBA and still play actively. So that's going to be a problem. But here's the other.
Deion's still coaching.
Yeah.
Bo's still alive.
Yeah, he's just going around doing things. Be like, yeah, I couldn't work out because I got too muscular. I don't care, Bo.
Well, that sounds familiar.
The problem with DP, Shane would know. The problem with DP is not just the cramping and all this other stuff. It's that, okay, if it wasn't the creatine, which I'm pretty confident it wasn't, A, what was it? Because that's a concern and an X factor we don't know about yet. And B, when he did play over 25 minutes a game, his shooting percentages dropped by like 10%.
So you're trying to say he wasn't in elite level fitness?
What I'm saying is there's something here that doesn't make sense that we're all just okay with. Like
being an elite level talent.
Being an elite level talent and taking him number 1 overall and comparing him to Kobe and all these other things. It's like, okay, maybe, and Jacob brings up, he looked way different in high school than college. Isn't that a concern? We wash over that like it's a positive.
I think Jacob's point was it could be a one-off.
Okay, but if the data points you have at the highest level of competition look so dramatically different,
yeah, but
than what
there's
you look
no
like
telling when you could have the one-off. I mean, we've seen Baker Mayfield have a bad year in the middle of good. Like I don't know about that.
I understand that. I'm not saying it is a full deal breaker. I'm saying it is the most recent and highest level of competition we have him facing at. And his game changed dramatically by the admission of a guy like Jacob who saw him in high school. his game changed dramatically from then to Kansas in a way that Jacob has told me he finds inexplicable. That's not concerning if you're talking about a number 1 or 2 overall pick. Like, what are we doing here?
As long as he doesn't go to Sacramento, I'm okay.
I think there's a lot of places he shouldn't go that like are not good fits for him, like that he would need. Because I don't think he's as foolproof as some people do, obviously. I don't think he's like, I'm not taking him off my draft board. I'm not taking him, honestly, like if you want to know what my order is.
You want him to be Team DeMarinis and land in Chicago?
God, no, they can't do anything right. That's a disaster.
That's pretty bad.
They're
not Sacramento, but it's bad.
No, but it's bad. And they're basically just the same organization because they keep just like flipping players back and forth. I don't know what that is. I never know if DeMar DeRozan is playing in Sacramento or Chicago or Zach LaVine is playing
easy on DeMar DeRozan, who has battled mental health issues.
I wasn't saying anything bad about him. He's an example of a guy that him and Zach LaVine, I'm just like, all right, so which franchise are you with this year?
Seemingly not real on shaky ground.
I'm just saying they keep swapping those guys like they're at a farmer's market, and I don't really know.
You need to go listen to more Michael Beasley on being in the right environment.
No, that's fine. I don't think Chicago or Sacramento are the right environment for Darryn Peterson. That was the point of that. Both bad. And you know who I'd take with the number 1 overall pick?
You said AJ DeBanza.
Yeah,
but now you're back on my guy Acuff.
Nope. Not number 1. You know who I said? You
guys are funny, man. Don't you just want to hit on your pick?
No, that's why I changed.
Basketball ain't like goddamn football where you can't take a free safety number 1.
This is why I changed my pick. Because I said this when DeMarinis and I were having this conversation. I said if I had enough stones, I would take this guy, and now I have enough stones. I'm taking Caleb Wilson number 1. Full stop.
No, he's gonna be a great player.
Like full stop. I'm taking I don't care if it's 1 or 4 or where he's supposed to go. I think Caleb Wilson is the best guy in that group. I'm taking him. That's it.
Okay.
That's your guy.
Caleb Wilson.
You're a big North Carolina guy, I know.
I love Caleb Wilson. Those are great Jordans too, by the way.
Thank you.
That's probably the only thing you've ever worn that I was going to ask you for. There's an outside chance at the watch, but the face was too big, and I don't like a tan mark. But then I was like, I could ask for the watch because I don't go short sleeves anyway. Then it's too convoluted, so I didn't ask. Would you like to know my thought process?
Lucky for me, I don't think we were the same size. So
I'm 11.5. Where are you at?
10.5.
Oh, yeah.
Those things would be a little tight on you.
And then it's not worth hurting.
Yeah.
You can get the watch resize. You'd be fine.
You want me to say, hey, can you make a smaller face? Goofball. Can't shrink the face. Matter of fact, shut your face. Jeez.
No, I said you get it resized.
What to do what? It's not the band, it's the face.
Oh my God, Shane.
Hey, you went over on this. I'm just here for so I don't get fined. That's all I'm here. My God, Robbie.
I just love how he doesn't talk the entire time, and then he's just like, I've got opinions now.
I'm shrinking the face of a watch.
I didn't say you're shrinking the face of the watch.
Then why do you keep talking about resizing
I
it?
said the face was too big. The band is
No one is
fine.
talking about the band except
I
you,
am.
Shane. For absolutely no reason whatsoever.
It's
I know.
because his wrist size is about the size of a marker.
One of these?
Hey, that's the secret.
You guys love me. I know Carol does.
Actually, he'd be the first to
Yeah,
not.
about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Comment.
What do you say? For the love of God, don't let Shane draft me.
There's the foul.
And he doesn't say anything mean about anything.
No, he doesn't.
Except the other 3 yahoos in here. For the love of God.
All right. Well, that's the show for today.
Yeah.
That's DB. I'm Robbie
Austin
Lulla.
in timeout. Hopefully he's back tomorrow.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Can I play the music better?
Yeah, go ahead and play the music, Shane. I'll work on resizing DB's watch while we're doing this. It's fine.
Shrink the face.
It's very simple.
Big face guy.
Not hard to do at all. That's the show. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be back tomorrow. More at Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.